And here we go on a victory. That's right, folks. Michigan Postgame Live, sponsored by Win Agency. We're here with you, John and TJ. And of course, rocking the Batman as Bryce Underwood had his career high today in college. TJ, how you doing after that interesting win?
I'm doing good. Win's a win. But obviously there's a lot that still needs to be fixed with this team. There's a lot of issues with this team, but there is a lot of positives with this team. So it's a bit of a mixed bag here. We will hit on it all. Looking forward to getting into it with you and the community today. But I'm not going to be mad that we won. So we'll get into it and we'll hit on all areas regarding today's game.
Absolutely. We do want to thank Jason Jenkins for becoming a YouTube member. So thank you for that. We do want to encourage everybody, as always, to check us out, not just on YouTube, but also on audio on Apple, Spotify, Amazon, and iHeart. As you're joining us, hit that like button. That'll start the show off on a really good note. If everyone hits the like, it's free. It just takes a second. Hit that subscribe as well, because we are chasing Buckeye Talk, and now we're at about 2.4 or 5K away now, TJ. So we're chasing Buckeye Talk for subscribers. We're coming at third base Ryan Day again, and we've Kenneth Grant's caught up to him quite a few times now, thanks to you guys in the community. So let's make that happen and hit that sub button. That'll help out tremendously. And of course, share with a friend. We are doing the $150 to unlock an additional hour today, which means if you send a super chat, first thing, you get your comment highlighted earlier. Second thing, right, if we get a super chat, a super sticker, a membership, or a membership gift, that counts towards the 150. 150, we get a second hour. And then so on and so forth. So consider that if you'd like the show to go longer. And of course, as always, Michigan Live, all of our shows this season, sponsored by Win Agency. That's right, folks. At Win Agency, we try to make things as simple as possible. We now have 2 self-service options available on our website. Check out the links in the chat to run your own health insurance and life insurance quotes. This service is available 24/7, 365, and 2026 plan prices available in November. I'm posting the links right here. If anybody has health, life insurance needs, let's help out the people that have helped us for the last 2 years now, almost. So that's those links are right there for easy access. All right. So with that said, let's go ahead and start. And obviously, final score, Michigan 24, Wisconsin 10. Definitely some positives, TJ, and I was very excited when it was announced that Andrew Marsh, friend of the program, was going to be a starting wide receiver today. And I thought that was a fantastic decision. But let's kind of start with the offense. TJ, what did you see today compared to previous weeks? Did you see some ups, some downs? Let's talk about it.
Yeah, so I mean, look, I think the very first thing that stuck out to me is the offense was slow tempo in the beginning of the game. Very slow tempo, almost like Sherrone Moore was back to having influence on the play calling to an extent. Do I think Sherrone Moore was calling the plays? I don't think Sherrone Moore was calling the plays. But there's no doubt that the first half, the offense was kind of sputtering a bit there. It looked very it didn't look very fluid at all. It looked like it actually didn't even have a strong strategy. And then on top of that, John, we all know this offensive line, damn, a lot to be desired. Even Andrew Sprague, one of our bright spots this year, played absolutely horrible today.
As Maniac says, cock-a-doo-doo, especially with Sprague.
Yeah, so I mean, it's frustrating. It is, and I know a lot of the fans feel this way. It is frustrating to see the offense come out of the bye like this, very unpolished,
Right.
very unfluid. Like it was nice to see them finally put Marsh in the lineup. That's
Yes.
good. McCauley today obviously shined. They need to structure the offense around those two. on the outside. Now we have Justice Haynes obviously doing his thing still. That's great. Marlon Klein. We have enough there is enough between Underwood, McCauley, Marsh, Klein, and Haynes to be a really good offense. A really good offense. Not great, not elite, but really good. And then you need adequate play calling, which I feel today it regressed. It regressed. And I also feel the team regressed today. We looked, now some might say, well, coming out of the bye, they're rusty. They shouldn't be, though. A well-coached team is not. So to me, John, although the offense, so let's give some love here. Although the offense put up 445 yards, which is actually really good, let's also be honest here. The second half, they played better because they played at a higher tempo. And they also were letting Rice do more. The other thing I'm not really loving right now, John, is the running back rotation. I believe in the very first half of the game, this could be potentially inaccurate, but it was like 6-3 on carries, or it was fairly close between Haynes and Marshall. Stop. Just ride with Haynes. And if Haynes happens to need a breather, then put Marshall in. But you need to allow Haynes to be your bell cow. It's very clear to anyone who's watching, Haynes is the better running back right now at this point. But again, McCoy looks good. Marsh looks good. I'll be honest, I was out on Samaj on that drop he had. But he really started coming together, which is what when I envisioned Samaj Morgan in his most optimal role on this offense, it was what we saw in the second half. It was that wide receiver who can take the screens, can do a little something in space. Is he an absolute burner? He's not, but he's quick enough to be dangerous. And when I mean dangerous, I mean a threat. He has a bit of a threat ability. Now, not a home run threat, but the ability to get a first down. I'm fine with Morgan being the third or fourth option offensively on this team. I mean, really, he'd be the fourth, behind Haynes, McCauley, Marsh, and then you could put Morgan. I'd rather have Klein, but whatever. Another thing too is why is the coaching staff not running plays that allow their best players opportunity? For example, why is there not things specifically for Klein? Why is there not things specifically for McCoy? Now, maybe there is, and they're not executing it fully, but a lot of it seems very unorganized. I guess that's the best way I could put it, John. The offense seems a bit unorganized. Like it's like, to me, John, chat, let us know how you feel about this in the chat. Did it not seem like the offensive play calling regressed from the last two games? And what's funny is now this is an allegation. This is not confirmed. Is Sharon Moore's influence back on the fucking, offensive side of the ball again? Like, is he influencing Chip Lindsey's approach? Don't know. But I will say it's interesting. The offense looked how it did on Sharon's first game back. And then let's also just say this, John, as I'm going in on one.
Yeah.
That fourth down play towards the was it third or fourth, whatever, and towards the end of the game, or how about this, in the second half, where it seemed like Bryce Underwood and the fans pressured Sharon to go for it on fourth down.
Yeah.
Now, of course, we fumbled the snap, of course.
Crippen.
Crippen. But that's the other thing too. Why is Sharon Moore afraid? He coaches scared. Sharon Moore coaches fucking scared. He coaches scared, man. I will say
I'll say one thing and then go finish. But I will say it was a terrible spot on the Andrew Marsh route that they called short, but it was actually about, I'd say it's about a yard past the line to get. I mean, they got that way wrong. And it was on Sharon Moore to say, timeout, review that shit. And he didn't. And that was my larger problem than when he didn't go for it on fourth when it was like an inch away. I have a much bigger problem with that than I do not going for it in a situation where if you don't get it, Wisconsin has a very easy touchdown. So for me, that was the worst, the more egregious one.
So this is where I hold a different position. Now, maybe this is because I'm fucking blinded by Dan Campbell's approach to shit, which is potentially true. And like, look, I understand that Dan Campbell's unique in terms of his aggressiveness on 4th downs. I am not asking for Sharon Moore to be Dan Campbell at all. And I understand these are 2 different leagues. But damn it, fucking go for it. I don't care if it's at our own 27. I'm going to tell you why. If someone's like, this kid's crazy, listen, hear me out. We were always going to beat Wisconsin today.
Yeah.
We were always going to beat Wisconsin today.
Mm-hmm.
I am not afraid to turn that fucking ball over and give them the ball there. I'm not, because I know I'm going to beat Wisconsin today. Show some damn trust in your team to get the fucking job done. And if you don't have trust, and here's another thing too, if you don't have trust in your offensive line and your team to get that 1st down, that 4th and inches, then you have not prepared this team. And I think there's a lot of coaching questions still open or unanswered at this point in the season when it comes to this coaching staff.
TJ, I am going to be the positive sunshine one today.
Go for it. I'm not angry.
But I know. But I think people will be surprised with my take here, because I have been extremely hard on Ron Bellamy in particular. Here's the thing. I agree with you that the offense looked a little undisciplined. It looked like they were kind of sleep. I think both lines in the first quarter looked like they were kind of sleeping through the bye week. And I do think that's on Sharon. Like, you know, why does our team come out so sluggish after a bye week? This is now 2 years in a row under the helm of Sharon. That's a criticism I have. I will say this, though. I think opening the game with a flea flicker and then drawing that PI, I don't think that's Sharon play calling. I think that's a great play. There were multiple just lights out plays from Andrew Marsh, McCauley. Andrew Marsh, I think they should give him more run at the X. When he was in the X today, when he was on the right-hand side line of scrimmage, he went for it. He had multiple really good plays, and it was one of them was a 32-yard gain. 32-yard gain. For Michigan, that's like a 60-yard gain. Okay. We're grading on a curve here. That is a very good play. McCauley also had a fantastic game. I think he had his best game at Michigan. And I want to actually point out one play that I've actually taken a screenshot of, and I want to give Bryce some kudos here. Okay, so this was we were up 17-7 at this point. Bryce, so here's the play. It was trips to the left of the line of scrimmage. So 3 wide receivers to the left. You have 6 guys in line, tight end on the right-hand side blocking. And what happened was Samaj Morgan goes into motion, right? And then Bryce, like, there are defenders coming at him. He had the poise. And again, this is where I say Bryce is like a junior level quarterback, even though he's a true freshman. He stood in that pocket. So I think even JJ McCarthy might have gotten out of the pocket in that position. Those receivers, those Wisconsin defenders were coming at him. The line was doing their best to protect. They actually did a good job there. And he was able to get it to McCauley running that route. And then literally they just popped it right into the end zone. And what that tells me, TJ, is they actually are working on catching. And I actually saw some improvement today. I was impressed with McCauley. I was impressed with Andrew Marsh. Now, Smaj, you got to go. I'm sorry. I understand that Samaj Morgan was on the national championship team as a starter, and I think that's why it's taken them this long to get rid of to make a different choice. But you can't honestly tell me, y'all, that Anthony Simpson, I know Kendrick Bell had a drop, but Kendrick Bell, Peyton O'Leary, you can't honestly tell me that none of those players are better than what Samaj is putting out on the field with the amount of drops that we've seen from him. I think I'm not calling for Ron Bellamy's job today, but I am asking Sharon, Chip, and Bellamy to consider Anthony Simpson or someone else at that slot position as the starter. I'm not saying Samaj can't do stuff, gadget plays, special teams, at times, but I don't think he's right for that slot position. And it really showed today, TJ, when you had McCauley and Marsh having, in my opinion, a really good game. McCauley had 112 yards, 6 receptions, 18.7 average, and a touchdown. Andrew Marsh, 80 yards on just 4 receptions, 20-yard average for Andrew Marsh. 20 yards. Those are not numbers that you see from Michigan wide receivers in the last, I'd say, 2 years. So it puts even more of a spotlight, TJ, on Samaj Morgan and the underperformance there. And I think it's time for a change. What do you think?
Samaj has to play better, but I'm not sure. Simpson's the only potential solution I see on the roster right now. I think Samaj got it together as the game went on, but yeah, obviously the drops are unacceptable. Bredesen had a drop, like you said. Bell had a drop.
Yeah. Bredesen, I give a little bit of grace to, because Bredesen is primarily used as a blocker. I'm going to give a little grace to Bredesen.
Yeah, I know.
The others, not so much.
I agree. Yeah, so that's just where I'm at. I mean, look, I think there's enough offensive firepower to be a good offense. I believe that. And then like I see people in the chat, we're just going to ignore the offensive line.
Oh, we're getting there. I haven't even touched on Sprague yet, really.
And first of all, we already touched on it, though, the sense of like the offensive line. It's a fucking problem.
Yeah.
Because guess what? There's no solutions, guys. Like, we have what we have. Now you could argue, well, health with El Hadi back, sure. But one of our strong points of the season in Sprague, well, he looked fucking terrible today.
He looked cuckoo dada. Cuckoo. Yeah, it was really, really.
Obi, go on. I'm sorry. Go on.
Well, it's just I'm wondering, are you again, just like what I just said with Samaj, are you honestly telling me that Blake Frazier is worse than what we saw? Are you honestly telling me that some of our others that are kind of waiting in the wings are worse than what we saw? Hatar. I mean, I know that some of those are guard people and they don't do tackles, so maybe you shift some people around, but like, I just don't know. Like, Sprague had a really, really rough game, and it was rough in run pro and in pass pro. Bryce, at times he was fine, and then at times he was in the pocket, just like he would like even Joel Klatt pointed it out. That's when you know it's bad. When Joel Klatt's saying, yeah, Sprague whiffed on that one really hard. Like, that's when you know, like, oh shit. This is a real problem.
Yeah. Phoebe didn't play that good. Crippen with the fucking bot snap. And then look at the snaps today on, even though we're talking offense, look at the snaps today on field goals. Like, see, the thing that frustrates me, I guess maybe I should save this take till we get to like our overall thoughts.
Yeah.
We are so poorly fucking coached. This team is so unpolished and sloppy. Missed tackles, drops, poor snaps, offense that isn't fluid. Like, shit, man. That's the frustration. But then you have the counter. Well, there's this talent, and you see some progress, and and then I don't know if you want to transition. If you want to hit on the offense a little bit more, John, but we could transition to defense.
Well, I'll just say congrats to Bryce on his career high. He's looking better and better every single week. The play that I outlined there is just another example of Bryce punching above where he is as a true freshman. Like, he looks like a junior, and he's getting better I know that he probably got coached by Chip Lindsey, because Chip Lindsey knows what the hell he's doing, unlike Kurt Campbell. Chip Lindsey actually knows what he's doing, and he clearly coached Bryce on watching the zip on his throws. I noticed today that on short yardage, he was not going howitzer this time around. Like, he was softening his passes to allow for easier catches. Bryce is the first one in, last one out. He is, in terms of practice, having to fight for the keys. I love that story. At 10 p.m. to get in there, and he was out at 3 a.m. Sharon Moore saying, go to bed at 3 a.m. I mean, this is a player that is dedicated to his craft. It shows, and the stat line showed it today. 19 for 28, 67%, 270 passing yards, 9.5 average, and a touchdown. I do want to just give, before we move to defense, Bryce is doing a fantastic job. He is miles and away better than anyone we had last year. And now the stat line is starting to actually show it. Whereas before we were looking at it and we saw a lot of it in terms of intangibles. We knew a game like this was coming in terms of the stats, like an almost 300-yard passing game. We knew it was coming.
It should have been 300.
And here it is.
Don't drop the fucking ball. It's 300. I mean, like, and then the other thing too is, let's give a shout out to our wide receivers. Let's give a shout out here to McCauley for actually getting 100 yards in a game and not a tight end.
That's what I was
saying. Shout out to McCauley. And then Andrew Marsh, like you said earlier, almost 100 yards there. So yes, I mean, obviously the performance, you see you're afraid Bryce Underwood transfers. He's not transferring. They're going to get wide receivers. Like he's not going anywhere.
Especially after today, wide receivers see what Andrew Marsh and McCauley are doing. And they also see that Andrew Marsh is now a starter as a true freshman.
Yeah, and
that's a big deal for recruiting, right, TJ?
Yeah, it is. And it's I mean, look, I mean, that's my concern level of Bryce Underwood transferring is 0 out of 10. I have 0 concerns about Bryce Underwood transferring.
Maybe even -%. Like I don't think it's happening.
Not even a thought that really, and it's not that like I'm not thinking about it because I don't want to think about it. It's because I know it's just not going to happen. So yeah, I mean, it's just, you know, where we are. But then when we talk about the defense, John, the first drive is the real issue, the real issue.
Yep.
After that, yes, it got a little tighter. It's still, but there's still some glaring, consistent issues that we've seen throughout the year. Missed tackles. What the fuck is that? Like, come on. And then you have, you know, a bit of a lack of pressure at points in this game as well. Like, we are not generating 0. We are not generating 0. We're up the middle. Up the middle. We cannot get pushed from our defensive tackles. We cannot.
That was really shocking. The amount of, like, in that first drive, Wisconsin just, especially with Jones, just running inside zone down our throat. That was shocking. That now they did settle in later, but that first drive was really rough on the D line. I agree with you there.
You know, and then also I really don't, and I'm going to be honest here. So this is where I'm going to kind of call out the coaching staff here. Why is Rolder starting over Sullivan? I don't agree. I think Sullivan is a playmaker, and I think he's the better player. I think Rolder is a solid player, but he's not a playmaker. He's not in my opinion, he's a quality depth piece. But that's where I'm at with that. I don't know. I find that interesting. It was great to see Rod Moore back, though. Great to see Rod Moore. So you want to hit on that, John?
Well, I don't know. I mean, okay, I do agree that Cole Sullivan is better. Rolder had a really good game today. Rolder had Rolder had and I'm not just looking at this at the box score where he's got the most tackles, the most solo tackles today.
Yep.
But also in multiple times, including early in the game, just forcing them to go for no yards. Dupree's, I believe he went for no yards because of Rolder stopping that. So I will say this. I still like Cole Sullivan more, but Rolder didn't have a bad game today. I think there are many other things I'm going to call out over him, but yeah.
Yeah, and that's the thing too, John, and I know you know what I'm about to say. Like, listen, when I'm giving my analysis on this team, it's not even about today.
Yeah.
It's about the long term.
Mm-hmm.
It's about where's this program trending? What are we going to be looking at the end of the year? Like, again, for those who don't know me or those who do know me, I am hard on our team because I want us to win and meet the standard we should be hitting on. And I'm seeing concerns or potential red flags with the way this team is being coached, with the way the certain players that are being put above others, ahead of others, you know. Now, again, it's all fluid. Like where we are today is not where we're going to be in 3 weeks or even by the time we play Ohio State. But the point being, these are just things I'm noticing. Like, yeah, Rolder's playing. He had a solid game. But to me, that doesn't put the team in its greatest potential or have it reach its highest potential it could reach. And that's with Sullivan on the field.
Cole Sullivan first, and then Rolder as a keep things fresh.
Correct. And so that's where I'm at. It's like, you know, we all know Barham should be at edge. Like, that took a little while to get there, you know. And then Marsh, how long have we been yelling to make him now listen, here's where I agree with the coaching staff. He probably did need to come off the field and observe the game and get comfortable with the speed of the game, because he did look like it was a little big for him in the very first game of the year. So I'm not mad at the way I think they handled that 100% appropriate. And now you're seeing Marsh begin to shine, which is what you should do as a coach. You got to know when to put your players in the best position to succeed. And I think they hit that. I think they knocked that out of the park. 100% score for me. But the running back rotation, that's questionable. The offensive line usage is now currently questionable. And then I'm currently questioning the Rover Sullivan decision. And then the other question I'm going to propose is, should Jair Hill be the starting corner? I'm wondering if we should potentially move Sanders there, but the coaching staff does know more than I do. I mean, I like Zeke there. I think Rod Moore should be on the back end with Hillman and put Metcalf in the stat and in the slot. That's kind of where I'm at with that. So to be determined. Yeah, I would say Hill's our weak point. I know Zeke Berry had a missed tackle today.
Overall, I liked what I saw from Zeke. I mean, I think we need him down the stretch. I don't know who else.
He's handsy. You got to remember, guys, we played against a terrible offense today. Fucking awful offense. That's the thing too. We should have killed it. Like, guys, we played poorly and still whooped their ass, 24-10. You know, like, and that's because that's a bad team we beat today. You know, we beat a bad team. That's just what it is. Like, I'm not trying to be pessimistic or negative. I'm just calling it for what it is. No one in their right mind would say Wisconsin's a good team. And everybody knows they're offensively challenged. The strength of Wisconsin was their run defense, which Justice Haynes did well against today. But that's as far as it goes for Wisconsin. Like, they have a coach who's literally not going to be coaching there next year. That's what we just played against a team whose head coach is already fired, but he's still on the sideline. So I'm just calling it, I'm just calling it for what it is. Look, still love the team, still optimistic about the long-term outlook. But the other thing too is, and then I'll let you go, John.
Yeah.
If they don't clean up their play, bro, if we do not clean up the missed tackles, the drops, the appear to be conflicting philosophies on offense, whether it be up-tempo or fucking taking the air out of the ball, as Sharon Moore likes to call it, that has to be, they need to commit to an approach offensively instead of trying to be, they're trying to have a level of versatility that I don't think we're capable of. We do not have the offensive line to run the offense Sharon wants. We have to be a little more high tempo, rolling Bryce out, RPO. That's the strength of the players we have right now. And I think Sharon Moore had to learn that again today, because you saw a different approach in the second half. So I don't know. That's just where I'm at. They got it, but there's work to be had. I mean, it's just where we are. And we got USC next week. Guess what? Big fucking test. Even though we should kill USC, that defense that USC had, I know we're talking about Wisconsin, but we just hit on this. We should kill them. That defensive line is softer than soft. That defensive line looks like a group of 5 defensive line.
It's like soft as baby shit. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's just, they get pushed, man. So we'll see. I mean, like, a big thing for me is we better beat USC, because if we do not beat USC, I'm going to be pissed. We're good enough. We have enough talent. If we don't beat USC next week, that's a coaching problem, not a talent problem. The coaching staff's got to utilize their players to put them in the best position to succeed. They can, but they have to do it. Like, it's just where we are with that.
Yeah. Here I'm gonna say this.
Yeah.
Early at the beginning of the game, just like I said with the offense, I think they came out on defense sluggish. I think they came out with bye week-itis, and it took a few drives for them to get it together. Allowing Jones to go for all those yards and allowing a third-string quarterback to throw the ball as they did and get that touchdown to start the game, that's not acceptable, right? And on that play, Zeke Berry had like a good stop to stop what could have been a much larger play. But for the most part, I didn't like that. However, they did settle in a little bit. And I do think that there's one key thing that has really changed in the last, I'd say, week or two, and that's Rod Moore, also number 19 now. Rod Moore coming back with an incredible interception. Rod Moore is the veteran player on that team. He makes it when he's in there, he gets them set. He was able to identify a double reverse and stop it. He was able to intercept the ball. He was able to make stops and deflections. Rod Moore is a difference maker in this game. And I think if he stays healthy and stays in and plays more, the back end of the season is just a smidge bit easier. And Wink Martindale can exhale just a tiny bit, knowing that the quarterback of the defense, Rod Moore, is out there making sure everybody gets in the places that they need to get to. So I will say that was an absolutely major positive. Zeke Berry had good and bad today. I'm with you on the cornerback. I actually would like to see someone else, Sanders maybe, at that cornerback position for part of the game at least. Try it out. Jair just seems to he's not Will Johnson, folks. Okay, let's just be very clear. He's not Will Johnson. Try some other people there. We have some really talented freshmen that I think could come in and step it up in that position. Sanders could do that and others, but overall sloppy, but holding them to 10 points isn't terrible, especially when it really should have been holding them to 7. Like the fact that Luke Fickell did a surrender field goal at the end, like near the end of the game. Is he trying to get fired? Like, what was that? Like, you're down so much, and your only hope of trying to pick up enough to get to tie it or to get closer is to score a touchdown there, and you settle for the surrender field goal. So that to me was kind of a decent coach wouldn't have done that. I think he might just want the buyout. I don't know. Maybe I shouldn't go there, but
no,
I think he might want to cash in.
He didn't call out any timeouts at the end of the game either to try and give his team even an opportunity.
Right.
He's dead man walking. That's what he is. He's dead. He's already fired. They're already beginning their search.
100%. So just as a kind of holistic look, and again, this analysis brought to you by FanDuel. So we've posted the link for FanDuel right in the chat. Put in $5, get $300 in bonus bets. Bet responsibly, 1-800-GAMBLER if you need that. But the link is in the chat to do that. But just as a whole, like, this felt disappointing, even though it was a decent win, because this could have been like an enormous blowout.
Well, and to your point, we are seeing the same mistakes not improving. We are seeing poor offensive line play. We are seeing drop passes. We are seeing missed tackles. We are seeing an offense out of rhythm when it looked like it was progressing properly. With Sharon Moore back, I see a head coach who's literally afraid to be aggressive. That's what I see. I mean, it's just where I'm at. So, I mean, it's frustrating, because we won today. They did their job. They did their effing job. And it's better to learn from a win than learn from a loss, obviously. So, obviously this is the more ideal situation that we just, but at the same time, we are better than this. Like, this team is not playing to its potential. It's not. And what's frustrating, the coaching staff, in my opinion, is the limit is a large reason why. Like, yes, the players got to execute, the players got to make the tackles, but there just seems to be a lack of focus on this fucking team. Like, even the Samaj Morgan play at the end of the final drive where he runs out of bounds instead of staying in bounds, letting the clock run out. And at the end of the day, it means nothing. It's a play that has zero impact on the outcome of the game, but it's just, a continuance of players not playing at a high IQ. Like they are just making silly errors, silly mistakes. It's just not coached well. The team is just not coached well, bro. Like it's just not. You know, like there's obviously good. It's not like terrible. It's not Rich Rod dumpster fire. What the fuck are we watching shit? But it is like, I don't know. I mean, maybe our problem is, or maybe my problem is, and I'm sure a lot of fans are relating to me. You come from a head coach that literally is probably one of the best at teaching the fundamentals, and your team just playing the right brand of football, good tackling, good blocking, you know, making good football decisions. The only reason why Harbaugh had his issues was because there was a talent deficit compared to some of the better teams that we were having challenges with. As well as, you know, you could argue scheme too, because obviously the scheme change helped us and all that shit. But it's just a team that, in my opinion, is better than it's performing. You know, and that's where I'm at. Like now look, we could come on here and be like, hey, we won, we're great. We're what? What's our record now, John? We're what, 4-1 or 5-1? Yeah, 4-1.
2-0 in Big Ten play.
Nothing to worry about. We're great. But like everybody, there's not a Michigan fan out there who watched today and was not frustrated at any point in this game today. You know, that's where it is. So, and here's the good news too. Here's the good news too. Last point, and I'll let you go, John. Mm-hmm. Because there's a standard, these types of wins aren't good enough. You know what I mean? Like now they did the job, so okay. But we got to do better. Like we got to, like we are better than, in my opinion. That's where I'm at, John. I don't know if you disagree with my position at all or what.
No, I think there's positive. I think I saw improvement at wide receiver in some areas today. I saw improvement in specific groups, but overall, I am with you that I don't know if Sharon is quite there. You know, and it really comes from, for example, usage of timeouts or lack thereof. It comes from situational decision making. It comes from not it comes from not calling a timeout in that Andrew Marsh terrible spot.
I was gonna say, why didn't he challenge it?
Right.
Why didn't he challenge it, John?
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like call a timeout and say, hey, because you might have to burn a timeout. Hey, look at this. Like fucking look at this. Or challenge it. But point out that this is short by y'all got it wrong by 2 yards. Like it was bad. And that would have the whole, being an inch away wouldn't even have happened if it wasn't for the idea to punt it. I'm with you in some, I get it. You're just so far back. Like if it was even a little closer, I'd say go for it. They were pretty far back at that point, but you could call a QB sneak. You could call a fullback dive.
You talking about the play in our own zone?
They were. I'm pretty sure the one where it was Andrew Marsh, and then it was like fourth and extremely short. I think we were kind of far back.
Wait, why are you saying we're too far to go? You're saying too far from their territory to go for it? You're saying we're too deep in our own zone?
Yeah. Like I'm saying another 5 yards. I mean, I'm talking not even that, but we were pretty far back. So I think could he have called a QB sneak? Could he have called a brotherly shove and get in there?
No one runs that. I don't know why no one runs that, by the way. But anyways, look, I guess I am not threatened by Wisconsin. I don't give a fuck if I go for it in my own territory with inches to go. I feel this offensive line and Haynes could get us there. I feel if the QB sneaked it, they could have got us there. That's just where I'm at, though. It's not something that we got to hang on. But in my opinion, I would put money on if we ran it again, we would get it. Now, maybe I fucking lose, but that's the gamble. This is where we are there. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, and then somebody asked, I saw someone in the comment, they say, fuck what they said. essentially saying, well, you guys are saying the team's young and now they're not well coached. There's a lot of issues. Look, I saw Houseman miss tackles. I saw Zeke Berry miss tackles. I see guys, those are not young players. I see a lot of guys making mistakes that should not be happening.
You're right.
Okay. That's coaching. And we're also getting to the point in the season where even if you're a freshman, you can't be making errors. You know, like we are now past the bye. Like we are now getting to the midpoint of the year. We're getting there. We're not there. We're getting there. You know, guys, the season's 40% over. Like this isn't, you know, so guys, this is D1 Big Ten football. Like we're, you know, this isn't JV Thursday night football or Friday at 2:00 football. You know, this is the boys got to fucking play, bro. I mean, it's just what it is.
Yeah, just not great. And I do think that comes from the top. A little bit timid, a little bit just. I just think there's something a little bit off up in terms of that ability. Like, do I think Sharon Moore makes the decision to go for it on 4th and 2 with Blake Corum in the Alabama game to get us to overtime eventually? Like, no, I don't know if he would have. Like, I think there is. I think he does lean a little bit more conservative, and
yes, he is.
Hey.
He is. He coaches scared. I guess let me put this. Maybe I'm being too aggressive. He's not confident in his team yet. It appears he's not confident in his team. That's just my position on that.
Yeah, and it's a shame because the talent's there. So let's see what he. I do think he might call it a little more aggressive. People are saying against Ohio State,
and he has.
He does
the Penn State game. The fucking like, it's not to say he can't or he's not capable. We've seen him do it, but for some reason he's so conservative in these other games. He's got to go for the fucking kill, man. I don't know.
So the point is, like, a couple of Michigan, there's a little bit of bad luck with refs. There's I think some timid calling of some plays. But I do think Chip was mostly allowed to call his offense today. So I will push back on that a little. I think he was mostly able to call his offense, but I do think there were a couple of times in like 2nd and 10 and things like that, running the football in those situations. I don't know if I love that. I think you got to take shots. You have a guy, you get the number 1 quarterback, you get the number 1 recruit of all time in On3 history, and let him sling it.
Okay, so our guy Dutch here, right? He goes, if Sharon goes for it on 4th and 2, we don't get it. What would you be saying? Brother, I'm saying go for it on 4th and inches. It was fucking 4th and inches. And then he goes, the only way we lose is by doing the things y'all asking to do. Like what? What are we asking him to do, Dutch, besides go? I am simply saying we should have went for it when it was in our territory at 4th and inches. Or he should have, I don't know, challenged the fucking play with where the Andrew Marsh spot. And then the other thing I'm saying he should did is the offense should have been an up tempo to start the fucking game because it was in the second half. And look how much better the offense looked. There's nothing I'm saying that would cost us. We were not losing to Wisconsin, boys. It wasn't going to happen. They suck. That's a bottom feeder fucking team. That team is going to place 14th or worse in this conference. And we want to act like we did okay today. No, we were just the better team. So we came out with a win, even though we played poorly. That's what it is. And like, boys, I'm looking at it like this. Our next two games are against USC and Washington. And then after that, it's smooth sailing to Ohio State. Now, maybe Maryland's something to pay attention to. Really good freshman quarterback. But it's pretty smooth. Little brother, I don't give a fuck. And I know. You know, my dad's in his 60s too. Okay. Well, you got to, it's Michigan State. Never discount Michigan State. Fuck Michigan State. They suck. I'm discounting them. I will take their
defense is shit.
I will take the prideful, egotistical, bullish position of not worried about Michigan State. I'm not. Don't care. They suck. Aiden Childs is playing better this year, though. I'll give him that. You know, and then like Northwestern, Purdue, easy. We lose to them, then we're going in on, I don't know. That shouldn't even be a loss. So that's where I'm at. I have 2 games that we have got to win because I want to make the playoffs this year. Okay. Do I think Oregon is the better team in this conference? Yes. Do I think Ohio State is a better team in this conference right now? I do. Now we'll find out in November how things go. Do we get better by the time we get to the game in November? Yes. But there's no reason we should not be at the top of this conference. We have the talent. Is this team better than last year, John?
Oh, 100%.
100%. Okay, that's all. My only thing is my position is, boys, we are at week, what is this? 5 or 6? Week 6 in the season?
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah, something like that, right? The team should be, we're week 6. The team should be more polished. It should be more clean. We are Michigan is, all right, here we go. I'll close it here. Michigan is beating Michigan. Not Nebraska, not Wisconsin. Oklahoma did beat us. But I think we would all agree if we took a different approach offensively, that game would have been closer. If not, we could have won, potentially. Just where I'm at with it. I mean, we could disagree, and that's fine. But I don't know. I personally do not watch games and be like, well, we won, so all the things that could be better, oh well. I watch games and say, okay, where can we get better? How do we improve? What is our areas of weakness? What do we need to do? Because we need to. You know, that's just where I'm at.
There it is. And I think that's a good place to kind of put a bow on it. The reality is Michigan could have been up by a lot more if execution had been a little bit better. I think that's the bottom line.
14-point victory against bottom feeder Wisconsin. Yep. 2-3 Wisconsin, boys.
Yep. Although, you know, there can be an argument that Fickell was, until he gave up at the end, that, you know, Fickell may get fired and very likely could get fired, even though he has a $25 million buyout. So there is an argument to be made that Wisconsin played up above their weight today, but also Michigan should have won this game by like 40.
Well, then that's all.
Yeah. And Dougie Fresh is almost right, but we do have to play a quick message from our friends at the Win Agency, and then we will get to Super Chats. We have unlocked, folks, a second hour, which means we will be releasing the call link here very shortly once we hit a few Super Chats. But here comes Win Agency with a quick message.
Fans, we are fired up for another great season of Michigan football. The energy is electric, and with the new talent we have this year, I believe we have a real shot at stacking up some wins and making it back to the playoffs. At Win Agency, we want to help you win as well. We can help you find the right health insurance for you, your family, or your business. We also offer life insurance to protect the people you love, as well as smart investment strategies to help you build a strong financial future.
All right. For whatever reason, we had a pause there. But that's the Win Agency. We'll post the links right here. If you guys have any life or health insurance needs, either one, or you know somebody that does, give them these links because it gives you an option for self-serve health insurance and life insurance options. So there we go. And with that, let's start taking our Super Chats because they helped us get to a second hour, and we appreciate that. Let's start with Michigander, who's here with us. I'm just going to say this. Since 2021, Michigan has struggled to score north of 34 points in their Big Ten home opener. 2021, 20-13 Rutgers. 2022, 34-27 Maryland. 2023, 31-7 Rutgers. 2024, 27 Minnesota. And it does seem like it's been a Harbaugh and a Sharon Moore thing. They just want to win. They don't really care about winning pretty. They just want to get a win.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I mean, look, it's an interesting stat, but I mean, it's a new year, so Michigan should be getting 30 effing points with Bryce Underwood as their quarterback. That's where I'm at. I don't know. Maybe I'm hard on my team, but I just
having
the boys
Bryce
can play better. The boys can play better, man. I mean, it's just what it is.
GT says, so good to have Rod Moore back. Agree. Our O-line was brutal, but number 1 and number 4 stepped up today. That's pretty much exactly what I said in a nutshell, GT. Great job there. You're 100% right across the board. Elijah says, here we go with the Elijah Bowman special, as we call it. Samaj is not a power 4 wide receiver. So he wants to take Samaj to the group of 5. Bubble wrap wide receiver. Yeah, I mean, he does they play a lot of bubbles with him. So that's an interesting, I love that because they do run bubbles a lot with Samaj Morgan. Let's see. Ace with 10 months of membership. Thank you so much for that. I think Bryce's vision is second to none. I'm ecstatic. We have McCauley. Andrew Marsh is going to be a star soon. Wink makes good adjustments when needed. The defense stands tall when they should. Absolutely. I'm with you there. I think that's why we got the Batman shirts on today. Like Bryce has great vision and poise. Elijah is going after Sprague today. Looking like Link 2.0 because the wide receiver is especially 1 and 4 as GT said did very well. But Sprague looking like Link 2.0. I agree. He had a bad game.
It's one bad game. It was a bad game. It was a bad game, but like I'm not there. I'm not off the Sprague train. I'm still all aboard. I'm still He'll be good.
No more Chris H is back. I love his super chats. No more double-fisted Coors Light with Jim Beam chasers until Michigan sends Andrew Sprague back down to the minor leagues.
The fans are mad.
Not.
Yeah, it was a bad game. I mean, it's just what it is. He's got to have a redemption game next week. It's just what it is. I mean, there's no excuse. He knows. Trust me, he knows. He's gonna get his ass cooked Monday morning when they do film review. The coaches will be on him.
Absolutely. Elijah says, Rod Moore saved Jair Hill. He is getting cooked. Yeah, Rod Moore did cover up for some sins from other defenders today, especially Jair Hill. I'm with you there. Oh, Goats is reminding people that on the Wisconsin preview, I want to say it was either the Wisconsin preview or I hosted Thursday today, John predicted Rod Moore getting the turnover. Yes, I did. Which is worse, our O-line's ability to block or our wide receivers' ability to catch? The O-line issues cannot be ignored. So depends on if you're looking at holistic, because there's been a debate. Do we look at holistic? Do we look at today? If I look at today, it's O-line for the most part. There were some drops, but the O-line was what sucked the most and caused the most problems. Andrew Marsh and McCauley both had excellent games. So I'm on team O-line. Joe with the 20. This staff needs to coach this team up and get them more consistent. Wisconsin has the worst passing defense in the Big Ten, and we waited until the second half. Yeah. Lindsey is way too inconsistent. It was like he was using the NCAA 2025 playbook. It's interesting. It's interesting because, I think this was more so Chip Lindsey's offense than what we saw against Oklahoma. I do. I also think that there were a couple of times when Sharon Moore butted in a little bit. Maybe. I don't know that, but it did look like that.
All we can go off of is the data, right? The evidence here, and I know we still put up 450 yards a day, but the offense felt not the same as it did the last 2 weeks. It's the first half. It was slow. It was more slow tempoed. It just was. And then the second half, you saw them start to uncork it more, and I don't know. It's something to monitor. I mean, listen, I feel Lindsey's calling the plays, but it doesn't mean there's not input or influence from Sharon, especially in the beginning. And then, let's also just be honest too. The Jordan Marshall they really went to him a lot in the first half.
Mm-hmm.
The fuck is that, dude? I don't know. I don't even. You have a running back who's literally close to leading the nation in rushing, and you go away from him. I understand you want balance, but like the truth is, one is the superior running back right now. Use him. Now listen, there's nothing wrong with Marshall spelling him when he gets tired. That's fine. But no need to commit to Marshall when you have Haynes, in my opinion.
I mostly agree. I think they probably thought, because of what Jordan Marshall did last game, to play him a little more. Maybe also in practice they're seeing some stuff. But I'm with you overall. I'm very happy it didn't impact Haynes's continual 100-yard games, because he put up another 117 yards today on the ground, making him the first player to have 5 consecutive 100-yard games since Denard Robinson in 2010, which everybody remembers that big run where he was just running all over the field all the time. This guy, he's not even a quarterback, and he's doing it. He's doing the damn thing. So, Dougie Fresh says, "Can we have Biff back?" Biff's there. He's just not head coach right now. He's there.
Yeah, he means head coach though. But
I know. Yeah. I think he was there exactly as long as he needed to be. We can't forget that he was the coach of the Charlotte 49ers and got fired.
Yeah.
So let's maybe pump the brakes a little. Like, I love Biff. I think Biff is the reason we have these.
Did someone say Kurt Signetti? I'm just kidding. I'm kidding.
Google me.
We'll see. Listen, I'm not. Let me just make this clear. I'm not out on Sharon, but it's clear he's learning on the job. Well,
100%.
I hope he finds his, his rhythm. I hope he does. I hope he cleans things up. He's going to have another year. We're going to learn every game all the way to next year. He's going to have another year for sure. So we'll see where he takes the team.
Yeah, Michigander, you're not wrong. Sharon Moore holding on to his timeouts. There are people disagreeing with you in chat saying, well, he didn't need to use timeouts today. Actually, there was a play where they needed to review that spot of Andrew Marsh. And, he should have challenged it. And maybe he burns the timeout. But at the very least, like, that needed to get looked at again. That was a terrible spot. I took a picture of it. It was really bad. I didn't load that one in, but I did take a picture of it. Andrew Hayden, Andrew Sprague, what are we doing? Well, here's the thing. There's State Street and there's Main Street, and maybe he's really good on one and in terms of practice, and he's been okay this year. Like you said, TJ, this was his game. This was his bad game.
Bad game. He's still essentially
against USC.
I know he played at the end of the year last year, but he's still essentially in his first year starting. He just, there appears to be, what it is, man. There appears to be a lack of focus at times with the team. Like that block that Sprague whipped the fuck on, like, bro, 9 times out of 10, he does not. I don't know. It's just, there seems to be like a lack of focus sometimes, a lack of concentration. And quite frankly, maybe the Ben Herbert theory is realer than we realize.
I think that was a pretty big loss.
Maybe that's what's really lacking. And I don't know. It's a thought. It's a thought.
Really big loss there. 89 Dr. Funk. It's not a Lions thing, TJ. It's a Harbaugh thing. Harbaugh would have went for it on fourth and it wasn't even 4th and 1. It was like 4th and an inch.
It was 4th and inches, but all right, listen. I agree we should have went for it, but it was on our own like 27 or 29. And I'm not so sure Harbaugh even would have went for it, but I am confident we would have got it. And I'm also not scared if we didn't. I do not fear bottom feeder Wisconsin. They're not good. They're not.
Yeah. Elijah says, oh, we talked about bubble screens a little bit ago. Here we go. Samaj can only catch bubble screens. That's it. And also, he was able to catch against Central Michigan University, the Central Michigan Chippewas. So there was that too.
And like, let me also just say this regarding the 4th down stuff. The thing about like Dan Campbell, I know it's Dan Campbell. He has confidence in his team. Sharon does not. That's the difference. Like, even if Dan Campbell's thing is, well, even if we don't get it, I trust my defense. I trust my offense. Like, we will live. We will live. Sharon does not have that trust in his team yet. It's just he doesn't. So,
and it's unfortunate because I would like to see Simpson in that role. At the very least, maybe not. Maybe you don't feel comfortable yet benching him fully, benching Samaj because of what he did in 23 and what he's done in the past. At the very least, put Simpson in at times to just see. Like, give Samaj a break. Let Simpson run slot a little bit more, and just see what there is. That's all I'm saying. Michigander Andrew getting the start shows some coach adjustments. You are right, because everyone and their mother could see Channing needs maybe a couple of weeks just to sit and and get right. I think there's still something there, Channing and Bryce's chemistry. I still think there's something there, but we got to put a pause on that for a little bit. Too many drops. Andrew Marsh looked good today. And what I loved about Andrew Marsh and how they utilized him is he wasn't just at the Z like I thought. They put him on both sides of the line. They had him as the deep option on multiple plays, and he hit one for 32 yards. He is excellent, and I think he has solidified himself now as a starter at least.
The other thing too is we now have two wide receivers who can go up and get it. They can go up and get a 50-50 ball, both of them, Andrew Marsh and McCauley.
Yep, absolutely.
They really need to throw it to McCauley more, man. Holy shit.
He killed it today. McCauley was legit today.
Yeah, he looked like an NFL wide receiver today.
NFL wide receiver. That one play where they were wondering if he was out of bounds or not, and he kept it in. It was one of the most athletic wide receiver plays I've seen in a while, where he was able to position his body perfectly to keep 1 foot just enough in bounds to get that catch. That was impressive as hell. That was an NFL level play right there. Elijah says, Samaj cried about Kurt Campbell only using him for bubble routes. That's all you can do. Implement Klein as that third wide receiver. Klein is a tight end, though. I mean, I see what you're saying. You could use him in some concepts, but you would have to.
Put Klein in the slot.
I mean, you
Klein
can for some.
Or
concepts.
you can put Marsh in the slot and move Klein outside with McCauley.
Yeah. I mean,
now you lose a speed element, but we don't really have that anyways.
Yeah, and also you got to remember that having Klein as a tight end makes defenses guess, right? Because as a tight end, it could be a blocker. He could be a blocker, but you could also do a fake out. You have more options to keep D's guessing if Klein is a tight end. I will say this. I think the player that could pull it off, Hogan Hansen, when he gets back fully healthy, I think he could pull it off. Pull off being in a receiver role. Like I'd say
would pull it off way better than Hansen. Klein's more athletic. Wouldn't you agree?
Well, I think Hansen looked really good at CMU.
I look at Klein like a big body receiver almost. He's just But whatever. I don't know. It is what it is. Coaching staff won't do it anyways. So.
He's still hurt. So there it is. Yeah. So let's see. 89. Dr. Funk is back with another point here. I'm getting a feeling Moore is in over his head with his decisions. He's not challenging plays and working the refs for his players. Yeah, he is. He looks a little lost out there sometimes. He really does. And I think it's because it's his first time head coaching. And we saw it last year. We're seeing it again this year. Do I see slight improvement at areas? Yeah. I think that's because Biff's back. I think Biff being back has helped things a little bit. I really do. His experience as a head coach, we can't write that off. Like, that's real. But like you said, Dr. Funk, not challenging that Marsh one was egregious to me. It was so far off.
I think a lot of people and I know there's someone watching this who's like, man, you guys are overreacting. We won the game. And I think a lot of people in the fan base have a lot of questions about Sharon Moore. He hasn't proved, even when we had Michelle on last week, even she could not commit to Sharon Moore. But I just feel, I think we are. I think the questions are fair. I mean, we are just proposing the questions by what we're observing with the data we have, and I agree with with Elijah here that we're not overreacting. I do think Samaj is better. I will say I think Samaj is better than a lot of. If he catches that ball earlier today, does anyone think Samaj had a bad game? I mean, his biggest issue.
I don't think we'd be on him as much if he did.
Well, and he did have the bobble and fumble. So I mean, there was that. So there was the drop, and then there was the bobble, and then the fumble that he recovered. But I mean, I think Samaj does okay in his role. He just can't be a top 3 option.
Vaughn, thank you for coming back in as a Leaders and Best member. We appreciate that. Vaughn's back. So you too can become a YouTube member, starting at just $2.99 for Leaders and Best, $4.99 for those who stay, and of course, $9.99 for our Connor Stallions espionage team. Elijah says, with good wide receiver blocking, anybody can get 10 yards on a bubble screen. Samaj has 5 receptions for 44 yards, 1 jet pass, 3 bubbles, and a broken fumble play. Elijah really is on the bench Samaj train here.
Yeah. I mean, I'd like to see what Simpson can do. I would like to see them at least rotate him into it.
Just rotate him in a little bit. Blitzing Rolder is equivalent to driving in neutral.
Well, the other thing too is, what's fucking nuts? In the first half, and I don't understand this, they were blitzing Rolder and Houseman or Rolder and Barham up the A gap together, and it left the middle of the field wide open, and they were just checking it down to the guy in the middle of the field, and the safety would have to make the tackle. That occurred a lot in the first half. And you typically do not send 2 blitzers up the same gap, because it clogs it up, because the running back or whoever, whether it be the extra tight end, they will fill that gap, and it'll cause a log jam. I don't know. I thought that was questionable coaching decision earlier in the game.
Yeah. I think Rolder had a better game today. I'm going to lean more towards Cole Sullivan, with Rolder as more of a move him around guy and bring him in as Wink likes to rotate anyway. We saw a lot of freshman play day, especially towards the end. And that's actually, I think, why they got that surrender field goal, because at that point, Wink had benched some of his starters, and we had some freshmen in there.
Let's give an update on a game. So currently, Michigan State is down 14-0 to Nebraska.
Ayo.
Hilarious. Bottom feeder ass Michigan State.
You mean Nebraska's actually I think Nebraska is at least a competent football team.
I would agree.
Why it was a pretty tough game.
And John, that's my point on why I'm hard on our team, man. And because I know it can be better. It can be. A lot of our mistakes are fixable. Now, there's certain things that are beyond our control at this point in the season. Like, we cannot upgrade the offensive line talent. Unfortunately, Babaloa got hurt, so we are limited in our options on the offensive line, although Blake Frazier is an interesting question. But we can definitely improve our drops. We can definitely improve our in-game decisions. We could definitely improve our tackling. These are things that we can clean up. We can clean up. The team can play better. We could definitely improve our offensive play calling in terms of its rhythm. Stuff like that. And in my opinion, if we do that, we are a playoff team. That's my opinion.
Yeah. I think I see a vision where this is a playoff team. The talent is there. There need to be a few changes made, obviously, in personnel. But I see the vision on offense. I definitely see the vision on defense, because Wink has done it demonstrably, right? It's just, I think a couple of people are in the wrong positions, and some people need to get benched, and some people need to be playing that aren't. And hey, progress was made. Andrew Marsh, that was progress. Rod Moore playing additional snaps, major progress. got an interception. He was a playmaker today, big time, right? He recorded our one interception. Like he was legit. So there are decisions being made that are positive decisions. Let's just keep that going. Elijah says a rusty Zeke Berry looks better than Jair Hill. I agree with. I thought Zeke played fine today. I don't think he was like lights out, but
he had a missed
he
tackle.
Played fine. Yeah, he had a missed tackle.
Yeah, we'll see. That's to be that situation. I saw Shamar Rose get some playing time today. We'll have somewhere we have to monitor as the season goes on.
Absolutely. Michigander saying, notice every play Wisconsin ran on offense, it was away from wherever Barham lined up. Also, Mangum should never see the field. That's
I didn't notice anything to make me feel that way.
He only recorded one tackle.
Yeah, but I didn't feel like Mangum was a liability out there unless I wasn't noticing something.
Yeah, I mean, he didn't do anything super, like he didn't cause any penalties or anything. Yeah, but I guess he's, Michigander's tough on his team as well. Elijah with the 5. Here we go. Here's an idea. Let Samaj Morgan co-host on Voice of College Football, since he will be available full-time very soon. Elijah with the business proposal there on Samaj Morgan.
Damn, the cooking of Samaj Morgan is quite high.
Crazy.
Elijah, if we did do that, you wouldn't watch because you're not a fan of Samaj Morgan, man. I would lose you as a viewer, brother. But yeah, true. I don't know, man. Look, Samaj, I feel is better than last year. I know you don't feel that way, Elijah. But yeah, I mean, look, again, it's one of those situations where we have what we have. We have what we have. It's just now Anthony Simpson, again, question to be determined. Yeah, there's an interesting super chat coming that I think is interesting, but go on.
All right. 5-0, Evan Link Revenge Tour might be the best O-lineman. I think Garnera is also doing extremely well. There was one particular play, which was one of the big Haynes runs, which where I noticed they did a fantastic job. Bredesen was involved in that blocking too. Bredesen on one side, Garnera on the other, sealing those edges, allowing Haynes to go up and do what he does. I put Garnera up there too. Bull with the 20, who helped us who almost got us all the way. A couple more. He actually has 3 in a row. He did get us with these 3 to the second hour. I do agree with y'all. The standard is the standard. We have potential and talent. Missed tackles can happen after a bye. We look good against Nebraska. We need to do better, but we did execute running against a top run D. I do agree with you there. They were supposedly the number 1 run D in the country. So,
yeah, I agree with that. And yeah, we just need to we just gotta be a better fucking team. And I mean, now if we want to say, oh well, we looked rusty out of the bye, that's on your coaching staff, man.
That's a coaching problem.
To play. Huh?
Yeah. That is you're right. That is a coaching problem. This is the second year they've come out really lethargic after a bye, and I don't like it because the bye is supposed to be the time to improve things.
All right. So we have what I anticipate there is a portion of the fan base who feels how dependent Fanatic feels, which is you all know Michigan won, right? Maybe I have a problem. Maybe I have a problem. I have a hard time being satisfied. I do. I have a hard time being satisfied when I know it wasn't that good.
I get what you're saying, dependent Fanatic. And yes, Michigan won the game. Michigan pulled it out against Wisconsin, who's about to fire their coach.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm happy we won, but also it should have been a 40-point curb stomp if a few things are adjusted.
Yeah, the team just wasn't.
And we see it.
I mean,
Michigan coming, never not coming. Fuck shirts. Well, I like these shirts. I think these shirts are pretty cool. But yeah. And that was the 5 that got us to the second hour. He will also be the first caller today when we get to calls. So very cool there. Drufus, we won. Rod Moore, hit the like, go blue. Rod Moore being back is so cool. And so is, you know what else is so cool? 10 months of membership. Thank you, Drufus. Drufus also says, I disagree on Marshall, TJ. So Drufus likes Marshall.
Interesting. Why? Like, what do you do today to make you feel he deserves more touch? Listen, I'm not saying Marshall sucks. By the way, Penn State's getting their ass whooped. Like they are literally getting worked. Like UCLA's offensive line is literally moving these boys. What I don't know. Drufus, do you feel that Jordan Marshall should get? I mean, what was the split today? And I know in the beginning it wasn't. So it was 19-9 on the splits, but in the first half it was far closer. I have zero. I'm not saying Marshall should never see the field. I'm just saying they should rely on Haynes more.
Yeah, I'm with you. US. Oh wow, Dougie Fresh says
update
UCLA smoking Penn State
17-24.
Oh my God, 24 now.
Yeah.
UCLA heard the smoke and heard that Penn State was the media darling who was supposed to win the Natty. I don't think they're going to be winning no Natty, getting stomped by UCLA.
I'll tell you this: if that was our performance, we'd be going nuts right now.
Yeah, of course we would.
Penn State fans got to be sick right now.
Yeah,
they lose last week, didn't they? They lost last week to Oregon, right?
Yeah.
So now they're having an emotional letdown right now. They are playing. That team, see, that's the sign of a bad coach. That's the sign of a bad coach. If you lose a very tough game and then you come out and play UCLA like this, you don't, your culture is not right, and you're not a good leader because the boys weren't ready to play, man.
Facts. Do you think that maybe we were looking a bit ahead to USC? Still need to be better no matter what. Maybe.
It's potentially possible. It is, but that sucks. And that also falls on coaching. It's possible, though. It's possible.
Yeah, that's coaching. Just like being lethargic after the bye is also coaching.
Right. It is. I mean, I'm going to be honest. I'm starting to now. I'm not just looking at Sharon Moore anymore. I'm looking at Justin Trust, man. Because mentally getting these boys built and having mental fortitude, that's on the fucking strength and conditioning staff. That's what Ben Herbert excelled at. Now, again, very unfair to compare anyone to the best strength and conditioning coach in football in the world, which is what he is. So, not fair, but at the same time, there's there is 100% a concentration issue on this team. A focus issue. There is a focus issue on this team.
I did just want to highlight this one because I want to know where Penn State Sports Spot is right about now.
Fair. Where is he? He's probably watching the game, crying.
If Biff Poggi coaches this game, Chris says that Michigan wins by 30. If he's allowed to coach sleeveless, Michigan wins by 40. Yeah, that's facts. That's 10. That's a 10-point swing. But Ward Manuel, again, getting involved in the wrong things and not getting involved in the right things, says you can't coach sleeveless.
Yeah.
I think you're right, Chris.
True story for those who don't know.
Goat since Yost, and we are, by the way, folks, getting pretty close to callers at this point. We do still have another 120 to go, though, for a third hour. So we'll get a couple of calls in. If you want a third hour and more calls, 120 to go. All right, so next up, Haynes' performance with our line should equal Heisman. Haynes, I want to see in New York. And if he continues to have consistent 100-yard games, maybe get some more action in the receiving game too. Get some more receiving yardage in there. I hope he gets to go. He is the best wide running back in the Big Ten by the stats, and if not the best, one of the 3 best in the entire country. Like, he's getting up there.
Yeah, he's gone.
I'm with you.
This year. He's gone.
Oh, he's 100% in the NFL, I feel like.
Yeah, he's going to the NFL.
Defending the Natty, where was the play action, Chip? There was some where there were some play action plays there where there were some fake handoffs. There were some fake, look left, go to the right. Couple of boots, couple of things like that. But you're right that there wasn't as much as we've seen in other games. Who knows why that is? I don't. Hot take. Let me know your thoughts from Andrew Hayden. 2022 Michigan is better than 2023 Michigan. Defenses are similar. Joe Moore O-line, Ronnie Bell, Heisman level Corum, better Donovan Edwards. Well, we lost to TCU. So
yeah, but all right, here's why I disagree. The star level was higher on 23. And 2, the offensive line, which is crazy, but after the injury to Zach Zinner, right? When they moved Barnhart to guard and they put my guy at right tackle, the one who did not come back, although he should have. I can't remember his name. Whatever. Y'all know. That offensive line was a Joe Moore award-winning offensive line after that injury, which is nuts, but it was. 2023 team, in my opinion, like during that playoff run,
Trente
Jones, my guy. Thank you. Yes, thank you guys. Joe, my guy Black, and my guy Mac, and CJ Mike. Yeah, like that. In my opinion, like now, if you want to tell me pre-Blake Corum injury, though, I don't know. It's tough, but I think Michigan was better in 23. It was a more prepared team. The team. See, here's the thing too. That's not quantifiable. In 23, they knew how to win. Like that is a thing. Like teams need to learn. Just like Sherrone Moore's got it. Sherrone Moore's learning things that are not quantifiable right now. Like he is learning how to coach things that that stats don't tell. Right? Like these are things that are the tangibles, right? So I just think the 23 team was more prepared to win a national championship. I think they were mature and knew how to win.
Yeah. And Blake Corum was absolutely on one.
And battle tested. 23 team was battle tested, man. Yeah, I would take if the 23 team played against the 22 team, I would take the 23 team.
Yeah, me too. Coach T says Coach Moore is fine. These game plans honestly have been fine for a true freshman quarterback. Bryce does still miss a lot of reads and still hesitates to run.
I saw that. I saw the hesitation to run today. There was an open lane and he decided to throw it. I can't remember exactly what the outcome of the play was. I think it went through, or maybe it was caught. I think
there were a couple of times he could have run today. I didn't see it egregious like with Oklahoma. Like that was really bad.
Where he would toe the line and not even go. Yeah.
And Oklahoma was I'm sorry, T. It was an absolutely abhorrent, abysmal, lighted on fire game plan. Otherwise, yeah, okay. Like I think Chip Lindsey is doing a much better job than Kirk Campbell. I've pointed out why. I love the fact that we're getting in more of the screen game. The running back screens have been missing for years. And they are trying to push the ball downfield with Marsh and with McCauley somewhat. So I think it's going a little bit better than last year in that way because we actually have a quarterback that can do that. I don't know how many reads he's missing. It's nothing that worries me. I think he's doing a very good job with, for the most part, going through his progressions, with making the decisions he needs to make, and no terrible mistakes. He's had one pick so far. And remember when we were like, yeah, if he throws some picks, that's cool because he's a true freshman and we got to ride with him. We want him to push the ball down. He throws some picks. That's cool. I think it's from one pick his entire college career so far in this year. So I think he's fine. All right, folks. So we are officially, unless you have a final thought before we get to calls, we're officially at taking some calls. Oh, we got one more here. Watch Devin Gardner's breakdowns. I do sometimes. I can't say I've watched every single one, but
What, Monday Morning
they-
Quarterback?
they-
He's not doing that no more.
well, no, he's got his own. He's got the thing he does with
Big Ten Network, right?
with YouTube. He's got a YouTube channel. Yeah. All right, let's go ahead and take our first call. Who's somebody who's at this point, I think, a legend in Voice of College Football, Michigan
No
community.
introduction needed.
No introduction needed.
What
No
up,
shirt, no
no?
problem.
What up,
Bulls
no?
here.
Yeah, no, that's the blueprint. That's the blueprint with
That's
Jake Butt.
Jake Butt. Yep.
Yeah. They also do some film breakdown too on their things, so it's pretty cool. Not really film it; they do snapshots, but it's pretty cool. That was sort of where people got like from the Nebraska game where they were playing a lot of man, and you're like, well, you got to beat that. Like someone's got to beat that. So, just real quick. Excuse me. By the way, I love Middle Eats. It's so good. That food's so good.
Where?
Middle Eats. You ever eat that?
No.
Middle Eats. It's good. It's like a shawarma bowl.
Never had it.
Fair enough.
Really?
All right. So,
It's like addictive.
Nice.
by the way, shout out to the UCLA cheerleaders. If you know, you know.
I'm watching
Vito,
that game. That's crazy.
I'm watching that game too, and their cheerleaders are fire. But anyways, so what's your thoughts on the game, dog? Like, what's are we crazy? Do we need?
Oh, no, I mean,
by the way, if anyone
I
disagrees with our position, I have no issue having.
I
a
think
debate.
I think because we're Michigan, I think people understand. Like we are Michigan, okay, not Penn State, not these pussies up here playing like shit. Like we are Michigan, so there's a certain standard. So if we had a game plan and we executed like we did CMU or even Nebraska to a certain extent, we had a coherent plan. I do see the things you're talking about. I do see like sometimes Sharon's like, man, like we got to execute, just execute the plays. And it's like, okay, but what if we can't really fully execute? What if we got to like tweak it a bit? What if we got to, pass a little more to open up the run? What about that concept? I feel like Sharon Moore is very much like, we're going to run to open up the pass. And it's like, we can do the other way, Sharon. And I feel like Sharon and Chip, like their game plan is associated to that, I guess. So, which, is a slight bummer. The defense, I think they'll get it together. It wasn't like horrible or anything. Okay, they got gut checked in the beginning, right? So after that, they cleaned it up, and I think the D line definitely D line played a lot better. Obviously, after that, they really were like, okay, we're not going to just get pushed around. We're not going to let these big holes. There were some big holes. Linebackers were not filling. Hausman and Rolder just were not filling those holes, right? They're just running through big holes. So that sucked, but it seemed like they cleaned that up well. And then offensively, yeah, it was definitely herky jerky. It seemed like McCulley was their go-to, and that's a good thing. I would rather see McCulley and Marsh sprinkle in Samaj if you want to, and run. And I think it's it's better than last year. That's what I'm gonna say. You gotta be better than last year, right? So you got three guys. You got McCulley, Marsh, maybe Klein. And then literally got four with Haynes. So it's like you got some dudes. We can. It's not bad, but I do agree. It's like there was an expectation. They didn't really meet the expectation. It was sort of like herky jerky, and I get that. The missed tackles, I'm not crazy. It wasn't horrible. I mean, that can happen, like you said.
It
it's
shouldn't
a coaching
happen
thing.
at this point in the season. But you
I
can't
would
listen.
agree.
If you want to be a playoff team, you better not be doing that shit, or you're not going to last long. I mean, that's a well-coached team doesn't miss tackles.
Yeah, but then look at Nebraska. Nebraska, we tackled everything. I don't think we might have had one or two
missed tackles in that game.
It was very minimal compared.
Minimal compared to Oklahoma.
Don't make me make Juju rewatch that game.
I know, but I thought we did good for running the ball against a top run D. I mean, we did adequate enough. Yeah, I mean, it just wasn't his day. I don't know how it wasn't your day. I don't know how you spent a week and a half and it wasn't your day for Sprague, but my God, like he was lights out the first 4 games. He was not really heard much about, seemed to be pretty okay.
That's what you want when you're a lineman. You want to not be talked about as a lineman, because if you're being talked about, it's usually bad.
Yeah, and he just looked so slow. Like it was like he took 2 steps, like 2 quick steps one way, and then it was like he fall forward. And it happened, I think, 3 times. I think it happened 3 times on like blown up run plays. Because we were not being very good running the ball in the second half, it looked like. And I was just like, what? Yeah, you just see people just blowing them up and getting by them. And eventually, that's what's crazy. That's what's nuts. The DN blew by Sprague so many times, and they're like, this is a problem, to where they got huge chunk yards on draw plays. That's actually sort of how bad it got. When you're like, he's coming down the field, like, okay, just draw it. And then we sprung 2 big runs off the draws. And I was like, well, that's sort of sad, but okay. Yeah, I did see that. So, but yeah, I agree. Like Sharon Moore, like you feel like, because I think the biggest thing is the game plan and executing a game plan. It just feels a little hard-headed a bit, like it's like, and not fully cohesive, right? Like the sets and everything like that, and how they line up. So I see it. I get to learn on the job. I do, because it's just like, what's happening here? Why is this? Why I guess it's different from like a seasoned head coach, where it's like, no, this is the game plan. This is what we're gonna do. We're gonna try to execute it to the best of our ability, and it's probably gonna go smooth. And we're gonna do it. I feel like with Sharon, it's like, okay, we're gonna do a lot of adjusting, and you're like, why are we doing so much adjusting? Like, I feel like you just didn't come up with a good game plan off the rip. I see that, but a win's a win, at least for not Penn State out here. Holy smokes! Dude.
Yeah, that's hilarious.
Dude, they're about to give up a fucking. So hey, if you guys are watching us, keep watching.
I can't wait to hear
whatever.
I can't wait to hear Jed Fit or Josh Pate try to explain this one.
Josh Pate, TK on Twitter is going to lose his mind.
Dude,
he was the biggest. James
Penn State's
Franklin
about to get a field goal to close the half.
Yeah, like
it's
nuts,
wow.
Like,
because they just stopped Penn State. It was like 4th and like, I don't know, 2. I could be completely wrong. It was 4th down, and the defense penetrated. He threw the ball, and it was like a loss of 5 yards, and they turnover on downs. And now Penn State, or I'm sorry, now UCLA. And again, stick with us, don't leave us. But
they're playing
this game on your TV, put us on your phone. But like now they're at what, the 40? What, the 46?
Yeah, I see that. By the way, get yourself. I mean, I don't. That's up to you. It's expensive,
42.
but getting a box is nice.
Here we go, field goal range. Boom.
There you go.
That's nuts. But no. But back to Michigan real quick, and I'll let Ben probably. Ben's gonna blow this up. I know that for a fact. He's gonna blow it up. But
can't wait.
But I still feel. You want to feel super confident going to USC, especially it being nighttime West Coast. Jesus Christ! But I feel semi-confident. I know we're gonna run the ball. That's half the battle right there. And I know Lincoln Riley's. If we can keep them to 21 points offensively, that's a win. Because they can put up points. That's not Lincoln Riley's problem, right? He's like,
right.
I'll score.
He can put up. He can score like the best of them. He's got He always has a good quarterback.
Like I said, he made that deal with the Devil.
Defense.
Made the deal with Devil. They're like, Devil's like, okay, you're gonna go to USC, and for your whole entire lifetime, you'll never have a defense, but you will score points. You will put Heisman's in, Heisman candidates into the league. Go be you, coach. And he's like, okay, and it's just what he's gonna be. And but sadly for us, if we can control the clock with a run game, huge.
27-7.
Thanks. I don't think they're going to come back from this. Their offense ain't designed like that. I'm going to tell you that much. Jake Butt and Devin Gardner broke it down real quick. Like, Kotelnicki's offense is very gimmicky. It's very like get a guy open here and there. And if you just play some zone and just keep things in front of you, ain't going to hurt you. So, But I'll go. I think I got to get my kid up. We got to go.
Well, I was just going to give you some final thoughts here, B-Dub. I mean, overall thoughts on the game, like real quick, and then your outlook for USC.
Yeah, I think overall, I think we did what we need to do against this. Oh, look who woke up. With the cookie in his mouth. But nice. He just woke up from his nap. But no, I think we did really good. And I think win's a win. Could have been worse. And mainly, at least we open up a little bit offensively. At least because I'm like, okay, we need to progress throughout the season, right? Like we need to make progress throughout the season. Like what are we working on? What are we getting? We opening things up a little bit more, similar to Ohio State, where they're like, we need to open things up a little bit more growth.
Yeah.
At least the growth seems like we got McCauley for sure. He's out there. He's great, and Marsh too. So
Marsh is killing it.
he really is. I mean, I want to see a big game out of Marsh personally. I think a lot of people did. And he showed up today. He definitely showed up. I mean, it showed,
20 yards of reception's pretty damn good.
Exactly. So, and then for USC, it's going to be a close game. I'll tell you that much. Night game, West Coast. Yeah, you can get acclimated a little bit, but we'll see.
Washington's getting their ass kicked too by Maryland.
I was watching that game. What's the score?
Maryland 14? Might be
13-0. I mean, but Maryland's got the ball and they're marching with a minute left. They're at their own 45.
Some of y'all might need to come join me when I go to the Maryland Stadium in November, because that might be a real game.
Yeah. But I think we're opening up a little bit offensively, throwing it. I think he threw a little bit more today. He almost got 200 yards. That's huge. That's good. At least that's progress. So,
Yep.
But yeah, so I'll let you guys get to Ben and see his meltdown. So
yeah,
I'm looking forward to that.
All right, buddy, go blue, man.
Let Ben
go
cook.
Blue.
Go blue, Bull.
Go blue.
Always a great time with Bull and NGT's here with talking about breaking news that Penn State fans are looking for evidence that James Franklin texted Connor Stallions so that he can be suspended. There's actually some theories that Connor Stallions, when he actually was doing. Who knows?
You'll never know.
Sources may be saying. And it looks like Chima HD is also going to be at the Maryland game. So yeah, maybe I'll even do like a little get together.
We'll meet up.
Certain point. Yeah, maybe. I mean, if people are interested in that and they're going, I'm going. Courtney and I are.
Ben Baller's going to that game, or maybe it's AD or somebody. I don't know.
Okay. Well, let's ask Ben Baller, who's here right now. I will say this, folks. We got 2 more callers, Ben Baller and Juju. Unless we get a third hour, we're 113 to go to unlock a third hour of the show. The reason we're definitely going to stick to that is because I have what we call some flooding situations. So it's a miracle that I'm actually here right now doing the show, and it's all fine because this time yesterday I had water coming down my ceiling in about 9 different areas. So we will definitely be sticking to the end of the show whenever it is. So 113 to get more callers and more show. Let's go and hit up Ben Baller. Ben Baller, go blue.
Hey, go blue, man. This game wasn't it, guys. This game was not it. And I'm gonna tell you something. I saw the biggest red flag of the season today. You know what it was?
What's that?
Hold on, let me think.
See if you could pick out the moment in time when this will be.
There are a couple of them, so I'm trying to think of. I mean, I hated the fact that he didn't try to challenge the Marsh play.
What was it? Him not going for it, or what's your thoughts?
No, it was Bryce Underwood on that 4th and 2, pretty much yelling at Sharon.
Yeah, you're going for this.
Yeah.
No, Ben,
biggest red flag of the year, bro.
Dog. There is no doubt the crowd in Underwood peer pressured Sharon Moore to go for it. He wasn't going to, bro. And what sucks is the outcome of the play. Sharon was like, I knew. He's probably was like, I knew better. And it sucks.
That tells me, and it's not just that Underwood was doing that. It's how he was talking to him. He was animated, like, "Hey, bro, we ain't doing this scared. We ain't doing this scared crap." Like that tells me that tells me they kind of feel like, "Hey, our coach is a little bit of a, our coach is a little, you know."
I don't know, but there's no doubt that Sharon plays conservative, man. A coach is conservative. There's no doubt. There is no doubt. The way he approached the Oklahoma game, the lack of he's not confident in his team. He coaches like he's not confident in his team.
Oh, and little side note. Today told me I don't know how good Ohio State really is because Texas is getting whooped right now. They're getting whooped by Florida, who's not a good team.
Oh my God, really?
I know.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, 19-7. Florida. And Washington's getting whooped, and they struggled mightily versus both teams. So I honestly don't know. But, honestly, at this point, bro, that was one of the most pathetic offensive performances. And, it was crazy because in the third quarter, when we stopped slamming our head against the wall and we just let Bryce actually go against the weakness of their defense, which was their secondary, we scored. So it's just frustrating overall. I thought the defense actually, outside of the first drive, it was really only the first drive. I think outside of the first drive, they actually played really good. After the first drive, they pretty much shut them down. But yeah, man, I'm just disappointed. I don't know, man.
All right, listen, I'll just say this. The offense, it was, all right, listen. 445 yards. Bryce Harwood had almost 300 yards a day. We had a receiver go over 100 yards. I wouldn't say it's disappointing. It's just there was more to be desired. I mean, even Haynes had a good game against arguably the best team in the conference. Still early to truly know.
Yeah. That was the most impressive part, in my opinion, that they were able to get gap separation on the line against Wisconsin's apparently number one run D in the country, and Haynes having another 100-yard game. On the ground, they got, it was 175 total rushing yards and 2 touchdowns against the number one rushing D in the country. So for me, that was the most impressive part. So I can't really call it disappointing. But what our contention is there are things that worry us for our 2 toughest games coming up, USC and Ohio.
Well, that's the thing is it's not about today. It's about what is the long-term outlook for the team, and we're just bringing up things that that appear to be red flags. Bro, we might need to do a Big Ten cheerleader power ranking,
bro. And then let me rag on it.
I'm telling you, go on.
Hey man, Samaj, bro, take a seat on the bench, bro. I mean, dude, you caught the one ball on a crucial down, but you barely caught it, and then you fumbled the ball. And then on a perfectly thrown RPO where you're wide open, you just got butterfingers, man. What are you good for besides even? I think Marsh got more yards on his one bubble screen than Samaj has gotten all year. All year.
The problem is here's the problem, and I'm gonna tell you how what I'm gonna say. There isn't better options. How do I know this? Because look at what they were experimenting with at the Z position to start the year. Goodwin, not good enough. Fred Moore, you already quit. Guys, there's just not options. Now I'm curious why Anthony.
I'm super happy about Marsh though.
I know. I was talking to Juju. He's gonna be up here next. I was talking to Juju earlier in the week, and imagine if Babalola didn't get injured, how much more optimistic we would be about the young talent. I do feel that there'd be better line play with Babalola. But the future is bright. Like, that's the reality too, though. Like, listen, there's room for improvement. We need to be better. And if we beat USC next week, I'm going to feel even better, even though I know the playoffs are going to be tough for us. Although, let's just be honest too. College football is really weird right now. Teams don't look great. Like, none of them. Obviously Ohio State's done their job, and Oregon looks like one of the top teams. But like, when you look at the rest of college football right now, there's a lot of teams got issues, man. I don't even fully understand it, because I don't think I've ever seen more parity and lack of elite teams. Like, is NIL really causing? I mean, look at Texas today.
2023 was the last true dominant champion, bro. 2023 Michigan was the last true dominant national champion.
And then it's interesting to watch. We got Miami, Florida State tonight. That's gonna be interesting to watch. Georgia already has a loss this year. Like, it's a really Indiana's the best team. I'm just kidding, but it's a weird year. College football is a weird year. I mean, it's something we'll have to watch as we go, but we'll see. I don't know. I mean, Ben Baller, let me ask you this. What's your thoughts on next week's game against USC?
I haven't seen anything that makes me feel confident that we're going to win that game. I'll put it like that. I've seen absolutely nothing.
What have you seen from USC outside of Mavia, and obviously they got Lemon, the wide receiver?
Look, here's what I know, man. They can move the ball. Here's my problem. I got no confidence in a consistent offense, and our defense, as good as it's played, especially today after the first, I think they're going to give up points for us. So the question is our offense going to show up? And honestly, we got no. This is going to sound crazy. We got no juice with Sharon Moore. I don't know what it is. We don't have juice. There's no juice. There's no energy to the team. There was more energy in the previous 2 weeks than there have been in any game that Sharon's coached.
I know. I don't know why. Because when they come out of the tunnel, they look hyped up, and Sharon seems hyped up coming out of the tunnel.
Pre-game, coming out of the tunnel.
But during the game, he just I don't know. It's like I don't know. He
gets into a trance almost. It's like a whole different.
He coaches scared, bro. I hate using that word scared. He coaches.
You know what it is? He doesn't, and I think Biff Poggi was better at this. And it's crazy to say, but it's the sideline demeanor. It doesn't put juice into the team. You can have the best pregame energy of all time. You could give the best speech, but if during the game you ain't putting juice in the sideline, there ain't gonna be no juice throughout the game. You have to put that juice throughout the game.
Yeah, I think it's confidence. I think Sharon Moore does have energy. I just think he, when you're confident, you're more aggressive, man. You just are. Anything in life. I just feel he's not confident. That's he lacks confidence.
Oh, I got to say this. Andrew Sprague was hot doo-doo today.
Yeah.
He wasn't even getting hands on. He wasn't even getting the hands on the guy. He was getting juked on a basketball. It was like basketball court jukes. He's stumbling over himself, bro. And dude, their defensive ends aren't like this crazy pass rushers that are just super athletic. They're average Midwestern guys.
Yeah, I don't know. It was a bad game from Sprague. It's just somewhere we have to,
Yeah, you can't.
I don't think that's who he is.
I want to see a little bit more sample size, because up to now, I think he's been pretty good at
He's been our best offensive lineman up until now.
Ooh, best is.
Who was
all
better?
Right? Hey, I gotta go, guys. But hopefully, I'm enjoying watching Penn State get absolutely destroyed.
Yeah,
by a team that is arguably the worst team in the conference.
It's a good team.
I'm gonna get back to that. My grandmother's a Penn State fan, though, so she probably don't like me saying that. But yeah, so all right, peace out.
All right, Ben. Peace out, buddy.
See you, Ben. I think at times Evan Link has been the best. At times, Garnera has been the best.
Garnera hasn't played enough.
Okay.
I mean, look, it's fair. Listen, it's fair. I'm Team Sprague, but today wasn't his best day, so I get it.
And I'm not. And maybe there is a possibility I said maybe bench him. But at the I was just saying, I'm curious to see what Frazier would do. I'm curious to see how it looks, because Garnera went in there, and they're improved at that side of the line a little bit now. He was able to get, like I said, I pointed out multiple really strong, I thought, run plays based on, in part, Garnera's involvement to open up that gap. But yeah, let's keep it going. So we do have another super chat. Again, we're going to only be able to take one more call unless we unlock the third hour. $93 to go. J.R. Morris got us to $93. So thank you for that. We have to remember that this team lost a whole year of offensive progression. I think you mean in 23. After 23, a lot of people left after that. This offense is 1,000 times. Not 100, 1,000 times better than last year's. Bryce is the real deal. And we finally have an alpha wide receiver that can catch the damn ball. I think we might have two with Andrew Marsh starting to emerge too.
I agree that this offense is way better than last year. I don't think anyone disagrees with that. Does anyone? No one disagrees. I mean, we 100% better running back, better wide receivers, better. The only thing that's not true is tight end. We were better last year at tight end, right? With Colson Loveland. Outside of that, yeah, I think it's fair to say across the board the team's better. I'd even argue the offensive line's better. But it's it's a work in progress. That's what it is. It's a work in progress. It's a work in progress.
Yeah, it is. All right, let's bring on for potentially our last caller, Juju in the house. Juju, go blue. I was looking forward to this one because I really am curious as to what you thought about some of the decisions in the game.
Well, I got a lot to say, so
let's cook.
First of all, it's a great thing I got this Henny next to me. That's first and foremost.
Yeah, appreciate the Henny gods.
I got a lot to get into. I'll first and foremost say got the win. That's always great. We are 4-1 now. Yeah, 4-1.
4-1.
4-1.
And 2-0 in Big Ten Conference.
The national championship is still in front of us.
Mm-hmm.
I want to. Yeah. I'm gonna break down offense and defense, but I want to sum this team up real quick, just in a couple sentences. Sharon Moore is not a good enough head coach to make up for the 22 and 23 recruiting classes that Jim Harbaugh has put on the field.
Agree. Okay, that's a great point. Yeah, I agree. You're right.
It is apparent. It is a lot. Right now, I knew it would not be the year, but I'm watching us play, especially on offense, and I'm like, I'm seeing the vision. We don't have the guys.
Yeah, agree.
And
yes,
this is not Sharon Moore. These are not Sharon Moore guys. Jim Harbaugh can make this roster look good. I don't think Sharon Moore can. He's not that. He's not a good head coach right now. I think he can
Signetti?
be.
You think Signetti would make it look good?
I do think anyone with experience, with a good amount of experience could make this happen. He's just
agree.
Again, next year starts Sharon Moore's recruiting. Those are his kids starting next year.
I agree. I think these are all fair points, and I think it's something we shouldn't overlook either. Yes, there was a talent deficit inherited by Sharon Moore, as well as a coaching staff deficit. Thanks Jim Harbaugh taking everybody. So these are all fair points, Juju. Keep going.
And that's so important because everyone's like, oh, Maryland did this. These guys did this against Wisconsin. The personnel. I think I lost you for a second. Can you hear me?
Yeah, you muted yourself. No, you're good.
They have the personnel. First of all, I thought, first and foremost, this would be Chip Lindsey's game. And I don't know yet. Again, I will figure it out during the week. I don't know whether you're game planning, how much Sharon Moore had in the game plan, but you keep saying that you hearing it week and week and week. They want to marry Sharon Moore wants to Chip Lindsey. Now I'm saying this because Chip Lindsey is a numbers guy. He's an 11 personnel guy. He's a spread you out type of guy. Mind you, you can still run in 11 personnel. And I'm saying this because the moment we started to separate in this game is the middle of the third quarter when we ran a lot of spread, when we spread them wide out, spread them completely out. And why is this important? Because Wisconsin's, their strength is in the middle of their defense. And it was like alarming how like stubborn we were in the first half. Like, yeah, we're okay. We're going through the motion. We're going to keep running it because we had success in the first drive. No, you have to make adjustments with the game. And they did that in the third quarter. But I just thought it could have been done a lot sooner. It was very apparent. Like if you get vertical, if you go sideline to sideline, Wisconsin cannot hang. Like they cannot hang. They are in there. You have big dudes in the middle. Like if you try to continue to run A B gap, and bro, I only saw a zone like 2 times. A stretch play like 2 times this game. This is what the offensive line has been good at. is running stretch. It was on the last drive of the game. So that was disappointing for me. That's for the offense. Wide receiver Macaulay and Marsh have a day. We finally have a 100-yard receiver. I think.
Yeah, I was thrilled.
Yes, I think we figured out who our top two guys are, and we'll go from there. Offensive line. This is Sprague's worst day of his young career, without a doubt. I didn't think they played bad, so to speak. Sprague played bad, don't get me wrong, but as a unit, I thought it was inconsistent, and that's what you're seeing because let's just call it, you don't have the talent. And I disagree with both of you guys about the best offensive line. Our best offensive line is Al-Hadi. He's our best offensive lineman, and he's out.
Oh,
he's out. He's played the most consistent, even through the 1.5 games he's been. He got hurt. And I don't know when we're going to get him back. They keep saying he did suit up today, which was good. So I think they are ramping him up for USC. You get him back.
I think you're right that he's up there at the top. I'll give you that.
Because Sprague missed a block that could have sprung another big run. A Phobie, my goodness, bro. He missed 3 blocks that I just seen, not even going back and watch it. 3 blocks that could potentially been huge runs that were just his blown assignment. It was frustrating to watch. Again, their front four is a good front four. And I didn't think we played bad. I did see improvement. I needed to see us be able to have success against a good front four, and we did, but it was inconsistent. And we are measuring for USC and Ohio State and the Washingtons of the world, those games that are going to be closer. So that's why I am hard. It wasn't horrible offensively. Like you said, there's over 400 yards of offense. This offense is better. It's just inconsistent.
Yeah,
that is the issue. And real quick before I go to defense, I want to touch on, like I said, the recruiting classes, because we don't have the personnel to run 11 for an extended period of time. And I think we'll get Bryce killed back there if we do. Both tackles struggled in pass protection.
Oh my God.
What?
Fucking bro.
UCLA?
UCLA just punched the ball out. And
I just seen
Penn
that.
State
That's why I stopped. I'm literally watching.
At the 40, at their own 45, dude.
Oh, I love it. He's
Dude,
such
Penn
a
State's
fraud.
getting wrecked.
James Franklin is such a fraud.
Bro, the good thing about this is that a lot of teams are struggling. Washington's struggling today. I mean,
so's Alabama right now and Texas.
That wasn't me. To me, that was a given, bro.
Alabama tied it up.
Vandy is a good team, so I thought that they would. I picked them to beat Bama, but yeah, that was for the offense. Thought again, Justice Haynes played great. He makes up for some bad offensive line play at times. So tight ends, my goodness, I need Hogan back so we can get Samaj the fuck off the football field in the slot situations.
So, all right, let me ask you this, Juju. What's your thoughts on our next game next week, USC? Where are you at with it?
I do think we're gonna have success on the offensive side because I don't think he's what is shaped up to be. Again, they are improved defensively, but how much? And we are improved offensively, and I do think we'll be able to run the ball on them. The Illinois game showed us what we needed to see. I do think they're gonna score though. I think holding them under 20 would be an absolute win, and you can build that. You can build off of that. I'm not really worried about the road environment because it's going to be damn near a home game. The alum, as you most know, Michigan alum are out in the LA area. I do think we're going to travel well in that game. It really, for me, is how consistent is our offense going to be, because we're going to get stops. Mainly in the red zone. I do truly believe we're going to get stops. It's going to be a bend-don't-break approach, in my opinion. And I think that pass rush is going to have time to really work in this game because they do 3-step drops, 5-step drops. They hold on the ball longer because they know they can make plays downfield. So it's going to give them more of an opportunity. So I do think we can win that game.
We got to play better than we did today, though.
No doubt.
We got to play It's got to be our cleanest game of football next week. You know?
By the way, TJ, I don't know who's keeping track of this. I don't know what the fuck is going on. Why can we not get a fucking holding call?
Oh, I know. No, you're right. No, you're right, dude.
You're telling me through four, what is it, 4 or 5 games, we have not gotten but two holding calls?
Yeah, very
right.
Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, you're right. I don't know.
That is frustrating.
There was a few instances where I felt there was a hold.
Every game.
Yeah,
it is glaring, bro.
Yeah, it's interesting. But
by the way, welcome back to Rod Moore. I do think that he played outstanding today.
Yeah,
there was a time, multiple times in this game where he bailed us out. Just his instincts on the backside play. There was one where it was a trick play and he came from all the way in the middle of the field and made a tackle. There was a tight end screen that he sniffed out and almost had a pick. There was a time late in the game, or middle of the third, when Jordan Young was out there and he had no idea what he was doing, and Rod Moore literally directed him, like hovering over. Those are the type of things that are that's championship level. So having him back is it's just huge. I don't know whose decision it was, Winks or Lamar Morgan's, to have 5 freshmen in the game in a 24-7 game. I don't like that shit. If you're up 38-7, cool. Get your freshmen in. But completely subbing in the whole unit of all freshmen in the secondary is a mistake to me. Like, you got to have somebody out there with leadership. You had Mason Curtis. You had Shamar early. Yeah, the 24-7. When it was 24-7. I just think it was too early. Like, don't sub all the freshmen out there at once.
Bro, they went second unit real early.
Dog.
Bro, I think they're just, to be honest, I think there's 2 things. One, they're trying to get these kids experience. And 2, I think they're trying to show recruits you can play early.
Right. Which I understand that, bro.
Which to your point, Juju, it's because the 22 and 23 classes are not deep. They need a talent influx. And they're trying to get these elite kids here. And let's be honest, too, what is Michigan currently pursuing aggressively? Corner.
No, I agree with that. I just don't agree with doing it all at once. If you're gonna get these guys, or at least put Rod back there. So,
well, Hausman was in there. There were some there. Like, yes, they did bench a lot of people, but all it really resulted in was Luke Fickell running a surrender field goal.
No, but I just didn't like giving up points. That's just my personal
I get it.
agenda. It wasn't the front 7 guys. It was the secondary. We didn't have one vet in the secondary while the freshmen were out there. That's what bothered me. I understand letting them figure it out, but you could have easily put Rod Moore in there. He could have directed them. He could have got them set, because we were giving up a lot underneath. But that's just me nitpicking at that point. The defense outside of the scripted drive, which, by the way, Wisconsin didn't show that shit the first 4 weeks at all. They did not show heavy set, 12 personnel. And they had a quarterback they changed that is probably going to be their starter because he's the best thrower of the ball unless Billy Edwards comes. But that's it's just me nitpicking.
Yeah, no, look, they got work to do. It's not clean. We're just gonna find out. But I mean, look, at the end of the day, we do what we need to do. We got the victory. We are 4-1, and at least we're not Penn State.
Yeah, Zavada needs to get his shit together too, because now I'm getting a little bit pissed off with this shit.
Holy shit! What a terrible.
You can't be missing a 30-yard field goal, bro.
So, in fairness, the snap wasn't great.
That is true. I'll give it
I'll give him a pass.
But a 30-yard,
I'll give him a pass for that one.
I just didn't. They should have covered the spread. And I think the one thing I did love at the end of the game, it was when they tried to score on that drive. They said, "All right, Luke, you ain't finna call a timeout. Fuck you. We're putting our foot on your throat. Like, we're gonna go score the ball." I did love that, because it's fuck your feelings. I don't care about shit bullshit. Go score.
That I did like, and I kind of wanted Sharon to call a timeout.
So did I.
They could score. That would have been just a nice little middle finger.
It was so apparent what Fickell was doing he wanted to cover the spread. It was so obvious in the last. He didn't call timeout. He wanted the clock to bleed. It was a 14-point game. Like, bro, that's some soft shit, bro.
Yeah, I was shocked that because he has to know that he's at risk of being fired.
Oh, fuck.
He's done.
We got a third hour. Third hour coming through.
My crypto came through.
Amazing.
All right, let's get it.
I need Nebraska to step on the fucking gas, bro. This team sucks.
Yeah, let's see. Let me look at the
14-7, and it should be a lot more than that.
Yeah.
They're dominating this game.
Hey, all right. Well, let's give some love here to Defending the Natty. Coming through $83.
Woo!
I'll pull it up, John.
Big boy donation. Fuck, I'm lit right now.
Nice.
Damn,
You got the Henny going?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Defending the Natty, my crypto came through. Defending the Natty has sponsored almost half of the third hour here. Thank you, Defending the Natty. That means we're going to be able to hear from Connor and maybe a few other people. So I'm going to call the show. We'll have a couple of extra spots. We only have one caller in queue. So call the show. Thanks to Defending the Natty, third hour coming through.
Did we hit the other super chats, John? Lance and
there was I figured we would do that after.
All right, my bad.
But
just want to make sure we don't miss them.
Yeah, we won't.
Shit, bro.
All right, I'm gonna be right back, John.
All right, sounds good. Any other thoughts? Yeah, I think in general, and there's been some criticism in here. Hey, you guys are being too negative. We won the game. The point is,
bro.
and you understand this.
Yeah.
The point is, it's not that if we hadn't won this game,
right,
it would have been fire Sharon Moore, because this is a bad Wisconsin team and the coach is probably getting fired. You have to win this. This isn't like, oh, great job. No, this is expected. Like, you win against this team at home, period. Right. So the question is, what are we looking at that we're worried about when we're about to go travel to USC against a very good offense, against a very good quarterback and play caller on offense, a shit defense, let's be fair, but a really good offense. And, can Michigan shore up these things and travel and win the game?
Right, and they're going to be coming off a bye. They're going to be prepared for this game. I do think they'll be a little bit, sluggish. Most teams are sluggish off of a bye week. We've seen that across college football. I do think they're going to give us opportunities in that game, too, to get turnovers because of how much they'll throw the ball. But you're right. You're measuring every week. Look, these type of games, I always love to say, it's us versus us. In these type of games all the time. CMU is it. Wisconsin is it. New Mexico is it. Northwestern will be it. Those type of games will be us versus us. But the competition in the Big Ten is only getting better, bro. Across the Big Ten, there are really good quarterbacks, bro. Like quarterback that can. Big Ten is not this with the quarterbacks anymore. It's gone. Purdue has a quarterback, bro. Like Maryland has a quarterback. Like we're gonna
even
have
Illinois.
Exactly.
Altmaier's pretty good.
Illinois, Indiana.
Maryland,
exactly.
Indiana's legit.
We're gonna have to come to play
there's
every
a quarterback.
week.
Big Ten is a quarterback league now.
Right, and a lot of people. I'm not sleeping on Purdue. Purdue can score the ball. Like they've done it all year against every team. They've scored the ball. They can score the ball, bro. So I think Northwestern is really the only gimme game left on the schedule, and they always play tough-nosed football. So that'll probably be a slugfest of a game, just like Wisconsin is, because they like to take the air out of the ball. So, every week we're gonna have to play good. Today we didn't play that well, and we still had over 400 yards of offense. So there's good things to take away from this.
Of course.
Like
Marsh crushed it, right? Macaulay crushed it. And by the way, Bryce, and I was actually doing a bit of a play breakdown on this particular play, and I've got it pulled up here. When they were 1st and 10, Michigan was up 17-7, and this kind of set up that touchdown effort, but essentially Bryce in this play showed junior level ability, in my opinion, because he was able to hang tough in the pocket. He look there. I think even JJ at times might have escaped this pocket. Like when these defenders were kind of getting in there and it was like really close. Like, there are a lot of quarterbacks, especially quarterbacks that are true freshmen, where they would have run, they would have gotten out of the pocket.
Right.
Bryce stood in. He was ready to take a shot if he needed to take a shot, and then he got that ball to McCauley, and that was just I thought a really good play.
I do agree. I do agree.
Bryce
There were
showed
times
up
in this game, and also I will be fair, there were times in this game where he didn't make the right read. Even though he didn't throw the ball, he missed some reads in this game. I'm gonna be fair, and I'm gonna go back and watch. But he's a freshman. Like, gotta keep saying that. He only missed 4 throws in the day of the passes that he did throw. I've been charting like every week, bro. Like, he's like 3 to 4 passes. He's not missed by himself more than 4 passes in a game all season. It's you see what can happen when your wide receivers help you out, because he had 2 underthrown balls this game. One was a PI. The other one, there was adjustment and a great catch, but that would have been a PI as well, because it was underthrown, which is a fine throw. Other than that, like, I do think in some areas he like hesitated to run. I think that was like glaring a little bit. I didn't understand why. I think maybe the fumbles, because he did fumble in this game. Again, the ball security, he's got to take care of the ball. Other than that, bro, I mean, it was an ugly game, and we won by 14. So I'd rather that than win by 3. So,
yeah,
I
think it could have been worse. Yes, it could have been, and there's no doubt. I will say it made me, because this has been my big thing all year, wide receiver. It made me so happy to see McCauley and Marsh put in situations to succeed, executing well, and the box score showed it. Obviously, McCauley with 6 receptions, 112 yards in the air, average of 18.7 and a touchdown, and then Marsh with just 4 receptions but 80 yards, so it's 20 yards per reception. That's good, and that will beat Ohio. That will beat maybe even a couple of playoff teams. If some of the other things get shored up, I was very happy to see what I saw today with McCauley and Marsh.
I agree completely. That was very promising. I don't care. Yes, Wisconsin's pass defense is not good, but I needed to see it, and we saw it. So now it's on tape. So teams are going to have to game plan. So it takes more resources. Like, okay, they're figuring some stuff out, so they're going to have to game plan. I think people don't understand sometimes, like, even in these type of games, you start to show it, because if you don't show it, they don't game plan for it, and it takes more time away from their game plan. As a defense, as coaches, bro, it's when you put it on tape, bro, it is hard. It's even more time consuming. So I was glad that we were able to do that. I just ask to keep getting better every week, and I think we're a little sluggish off a bye week as well. I think we're gonna get up for that USC game. I think we'll be okay.
Yeah, I mean,
we better.
The Ohio
we better.
game,
That's all I know. We better.
What I'm hoping is, how it came out that every year there's a special game plan for Ohio State, and they run specific drills only for Ohio State.
Right.
I'm kind of hoping they, in addition to beat Ohio drills, I'm hoping they also have some beat USC drills going on, because I think USC is going to call for a special approach, especially on defense against a really good offense. They are a really good offense. They suck at defense, but they're really good. So, like, I'm hoping there's some specific things going on. Maybe some more use of Cole Sullivan. Maybe a little less use of Jair Hill at times. And it's just some of the inconsistencies we're seeing from some players.
Yeah, I'm looking for somebody to really step up at that other cornerback position, and that's potentially too what Michigan's trying to do. They're trying to give someone the opportunity to take that position. We just have to let it play out. I'll be. Yeah, I mean, we just got to put our focus to USC now. And did USC have a bye week? Who are they playing?
Yeah, they have a bye week. They have a week to prepare for us.
Yeah.
Fuckers. And
so let's see how they come out of a bye versus how we did.
Yeah.
And DF, you're not. Look, I get it. DF. I know you're glass half full right now, and I understand why. And I'm very happy with certain things we saw too. My point is, obviously, we have to play against USC. We have to play against Ohio State. We have to play against Washington, who beat us last year. Jed Fish. I have respect for him. We have to play against a really good Maryland team. Maryland's looking really good. And if we make it that far, then go to maybe a Big Ten championship or a playoff. And we want to, here's the thing. The Michigan standard, in my opinion, and I went to the school, class of 14, the Michigan standard should be competing for national championships, in my opinion. Or at the very least, we want to be in the playoffs every year. Last year was crap.
Yeah.
Last year was unacceptable until the end. And then they kind of redeemed it, because I think any year you beat Ohio is redeeming yourself, in my opinion. Because that's how seriously I take it.
But this is what
I want us to be in that tier, always in the conversation for deep playoffs, natties. And if this isn't the right coaching staff to do it, there may need to be Signetti getting a phone call. I want to see the rest of the season, though. I want to see USC. I want to see Ohio State. If we can fix some of these issues, beat at least one out of those two, and win the rest, we go 10-2. Okay, maybe win a playoff game against somebody. Okay.
This is the problem, though. With this is why I think the box score. I'm not saying you in particular, Fanatic, but the box score watchers, people who only watch, the stats are half the battle, bro. You watch the game, y'all think that USC is gonna give us 2.5 quarters to figure it out? You think Ohio State's gonna give us 2.5 quarters to figure this shit out?
Mm-mm.
No, we didn't start popping until middle of the third quarter.
Right.
When we started to really make the adjustments and spread them out, which is what we should have done. But obviously, when your personnel is what we are, you have to do what you have to deal with. But when we started to do that and mix in more 11, mix in more spread, we started to pop. So I just think you had to really watch the game in depth. That's why us on the panel, many people else have said this, it's not good enough. You cannot start this slow against the better team.
Right. Because again, Juju, and I know not every fan is this way at all, and that's okay. It's not even about today. It's about next week. It's about November. It's about potentially the playoffs. It's just things that we're noticing that the team has to clean up, has to be better, because if they don't, the season's going to end how you don't want it to. And now Grant, you're like, well, you're not going to change anything. You're not a player. You're right. But as a fan, I can't watch it and not identify areas of concern or areas that need to improve. Because I want this team to make the playoffs. I want this team to be competitive. I don't know. I don't think I look at anything in my life, and I'll be honest. I think I am fairly constructively critical. I'm absolutely freaking. I mean, dude, even when, I'll give you an example. When my family cooks dinner, we're always very critical of all right, this could last time was better. This, I don't know, dude. It's how I operate. So, I mean, don't be wrong. There's definitely a time and a place to just enjoy the moment, the present, and all that. But let's just be honest. It's week fucking 6 in the college football season. I'm not going to just sit there and be like, oh, we beat Wisconsin and we're great. Things are great, There's room for improvement. The team is playing not as clean as it could or should, and there's just work to do at the end of the day. There's still, but that does not mean there's zero encouraging signs. That does not mean there's zero positivity, because there's a lot of positivity. I mean, Justice Haynes is elite. Underwood's elite. Marsh is coming on. McCauley is, I think the coaching staff is hopefully identifying they could go to him more. You know, then you on the defense, you have Barham, who looks good. Although I will say, in Juju, this is interesting. I thought there was a lack of pressure today. And there's definitely a lack of push up the middle on this defense. What's your thoughts on that?
I think I agree with the half part. There's, like I said, this is going to be my challenge throughout the whole year, is you lose Kenneth Grant and Mason Graham, who are unique and got pressure through the middle to collapse the pocket. There were times in this game where we didn't get pressure, where Wisconsin did extend the play. But the majority of the time they were throwing in such a quick manner that it did not give them time. And I'm going to go back to the Nebraska game when you saw a quarterback that held the ball longer than 1.5 seconds, right? So it gives this pass rush time to twist and stunt. And I didn't really see a lot of that in this game. You didn't really need to. You could play them straight up because their objective in this game was to take the air out of the ball and shorten the game and pray that their defense can get a turnover or touchdown because they're just not good enough. So, I mean, I do agree with half of that statement, though. We don't have that. So this is why Wink is blitzing. People are like, oh, like, I don't like this. Wink, stop blitzing. What do you want him to do? Like, what do you want him to do with the middle that doesn't get pressure? Our edges can get pressure. Only 2 guys, but they can get pressure. And plus, like I said, it's a variety of things. The only thing I didn't like from Wink is that him sending both linebackers in this game, completely leaving the middle of the field.
Up the fucking A gap.
Yeah,
he had him
little,
running the gap.
Little blitz happy, little up the A gap going on.
If you're gonna send one, cool, bro. If you send both, I don't know what we're doing.
And up the same gap.
Yeah, bro. It would happen a few times, and I was like, bro, what are we doing, bro? But outside of that, we called a great game. Like,
yeah, and like, so to Doug Guess's point, if you are going to blitz 2 linebackers up the gap, you got to fill that zone with a safety. And then you're going to put a corner potentially on an island.
Right. Bro, USC's not going to do this. Like, they can get the ball quick, but they have a lot of RPO game. It's going to be elongated, the delayed handoff, fake handoff, and get to your read. They like the tight ends as well. They have a good tight end. I like the tight end. It's going to give us time to get back there. Do we get back there? I don't know yet. But if we don't, we're going to get our ass kicked.
Go, 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 go. Oh.
Like, that front 4 has to get home because their wide receivers are too damn good.
It's true. And, you know, I do think the addition of Barham at edge helped. Even Derek Moore had a couple of really good plays today, I thought. But yeah, they got to do more. They got to execute at a higher level consistently. My issue was consistency, right? Like, they started off rough, allowing Wisconsin for. Yeah. We're not talking about like Ohio State, USC.
Right.
We're talking shitty ass Wisconsin, who's about to fire their coach, was able to do what they wanted up the middle. That's my problem.
With a backup quarterback,
right? Which
third
it did
string.
again.
Not even backup, third string.
Right, and we want perfection. So like,
and a backup center.
Again, like this, the defense play outside of one drive played exceptional in this game. If I'm nitpicking, I think outside the first drive, which again was scripted, a lot of shit that we haven't seen from Wisconsin.
We lost you, Jew.
All
right.
Oh, I
You're
said
good.
like it was a different quarterback, but
We're losing you, big dog. Unless it's me.
No, I can't hear him.
All right, we're losing you, Juju.
Okay.
Juju's
gonna
let you go, big dog.
Oh shit!
You're back
there
now.
We go.
I don't know what's going on right now, bro.
Yeah, you're good now.
Anyway, it was a quarterback we didn't put on tape, so I just felt like we went with the base defense. So that first drive was just it was what it was, but they played exceptional. I didn't like how Jayshon Barham and some of the guys kept coming upfield. It got in trouble. I do think Jayshon Barham needs to learn how to set and remain at the edge. He did improve throughout the game, But there was a couple times he flew up the field and the running back
He
went right
really
past.
likes going after that quarterback. I gotta say, and
Oh.
I kind of love it. I kind of love it.
But I mean, like, especially in RPO games, like, bro, USC,
Yeah, he's got a-
USC and Washington with that RPO where the quarterback and running back can go. You can't do that, bro. You can't do that.
Yeah, he's got to get a more well-rounded game. He's definitely a pass specialist, you know.
But yeah, that's me
pass
nitpicking though.
specialist. Yeah. All right, Juju. So let me ask you this before I guess we move on here. But what's your outlook for the rest of the season? Has it changed, or do you still stand where you stand?
Right now with this constructed, the way we're playing right now, there's no way in hell we beat Ohio State. USC we can win if we just clean some things up. I think I have to see like a massive jump consistent wise from this offense for me to like believe in that last game of the season. Obviously that game is always a season in itself, but again, that defense that they have is damn good in the red zone. You can move the ball on them, but if you can't score touchdowns on them, you're not going to beat them. So that's what we judge it off of. I still think this team can go 10-2. You have to get. I need Hogan to get back, and I need Ohio to get back, so I can fully judge this offense at its full capability. Because they're gonna come back. It's not like they're not coming back. So, but yeah, I think we can go 10-2 still.
Fair enough. And I'm starting to think Maryland's more of a threat than Washington.
Yeah.
Purdue
Purdue
can score, bro. So
I know you keep saying that. I'm gonna tell you right now. I'll put 20 on it. We're not losing to Purdue.
We're not gonna lose to Purdue.
Purdue is screwed. Yeah.
No, I'm just the years of this gimme. I think Northwestern is the only gimme left on our schedule.
I disagree. Michigan State's a gimme. Purdue's a fucking gimme. Northwestern's a gimme, and that's where I stand on it.
Who's Maryland playing?
Huh?
Who's Maryland playing right now?
Washington, and they're beating them.
What's the score?
They just scored. It was. Fuck, where is it? Hold on. 20-0 Maryland.
Oh shit!
They're pitching a shutout right now.
Wow.
Yeah. So as I said, Maryland is officially more of a threat than Washington.
Yeah, they're good.
I think the days of us translating games are like over, because like I just don't think you're watching teams that should beat the hell out of teams that are not, even schematically. Everything that goes into the game.
Over UCLA, who's about to score right now.
Exactly. I think like
UCLA.
So like as much as I love to make matchup breakdowns and say this should happen, I just think the talent's too spread out over college football that anything can happen any given Saturday. And this year is a perfect example of that. Look what's happening across the country right now.
Yeah, it's college football is in a bit of a weird place right now. There's a lot of parity, and like every team is sloppy, and it's got maybe the lack of continuity, the lack of, I don't know. I mean, it's a lot of poor coach teams.
Michigan.
Yeah, to be determined on it. I mean, we'll see if they get better.
Bro, we got a poor coach, bro. It's okay to say it.
He's a new coach learning on the job. That's just the best way to describe it, bro. I mean,
I'll say it's shaky. I think there's elements I like and there's elements I don't.
Yeah, right. I mean, how about a second-year head coach? That guy keeps saying a second-year head coach, not with this much talent deficit. You can't. It's a bad matchup.
Listen, he very well could turn a switch though, flip a switch and become good. You know,
he did.
Now, do I expect
Ohio?
No. But I think within the next year, it could happen.
He did beat Ohio. He did win the Rely Quest, so we got to give him his flowers there.
Right. I mean, I agree.
He needs to learn to trust his team. He does not trust his fucking team. He doesn't.
He also doesn't know how to call a fucking timeout either. But
I know. And apparently he has a team of people that are supposed to help him with those things.
But you know how concerning that shit is? We have 2 games this season now. We've had all of our timeouts at halftime. That is concerning. like what do we do? Like in this game specifically, you could have called your timeouts and went and tried to score. I just think he gets too complacent. Like, oh, we're more talented. We're gonna win the game anyway. Like, no, you're. I think that's teaching a bad example, bro. Again, this is just my opinion.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. It's interesting. I mean, it's what it is. We're just gonna have to see. I think Sharon Moore can be the long-term coach here. I do. But does he have work to do? He does, But I mean, that's what it is. It's the situation it is,
Mark Sanchez just got arrested, bro. What the fuck?
Yeah, I heard about that.
You said
We're
arrested?
talking about the old quarterback.
Well, no, he got stabbed.
Stabbed. Yeah.
He said he's facing 3 possible charges.
What? There's more to this story? I just know he got stabbed.
Wow.
What the fuck happened?
Yeah, he's being charged.
For what? What happened? I guess
Suspicion of battery with injury, among other misdemeanor charges.
What the fuck? Who was he beating?
Take one look at him, bro. He ain't he ain't like that, bro. No way.
Well, I guess more to come on that. Juju, we do have another caller and some super chats to hit. What's a final thought for us today?
Get healthy, bro. Get Ohadi back, get Hogan back for this USC game. And then I think I can really judge where we could potentially be offensively. I trust the defense. I really do. To be able to do enough every week to give us an opportunity to win the game. And they proved it again this week. They're doing what they need to do. Fire JB Brown. Fire JB Brown. Fire JB Brown.
Fire JB.
We keep skipping on that, and that's on me too. Like, JB Brown gotta shape it up. Like, the fact that you let the other guy transfer out and Hollenbeck is your starting punter, number one. Number two, even Zvada seems to be regressing a bit this year, and he was money automatic.
Unfortunately, Zvada's going through it, man. Now the snaps haven't been the greatest, but
snaps haven't been great. That's also on JB.
No, JB Brown. If there is a coach who needs to be fucking fired, it's JB Brown. And who's on the warm seat right now?
Grant Newsome.
Fucking Bellamy, and that's it.
Yeah.
Because Brian John Marie's about to get his Nick Abrams. He can stay. I'm kidding. I don't know if he's going to.
Yeah, I guess the final thing is like I've been impressed through 4 weeks, 5 weeks now with Tony Alford's rotations, but in this game I was a little bit upset with it. But
not good.
I need just for one game, let Justice get over 20 carries, bro. You're seeing what he's doing. He hasn't had one game over 20 carries, and he's hit 100 yards every. Granted, we have not needed it. I mean, in the OU game, we needed it, but other than that, like I said, 10-2. I think we can go 10-2, and I think that's the ceiling for this team.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Fair enough. I'm at 10-2 as well. We'll see where it goes though. But all right, Juju, appreciate you, man.
Yes, sir. Go blue.
Go blue.
Go blue, Juju. Always a great call with Juju. Juju knows his ball. Whether he's got the Henny going or not, he knows his ball and
agree. Update on the Mark Sanchez situation. So he was in the hospital, arrested in the hospital for battery with injury, unlawful entry of a motor vehicle, and public intoxication. Sounds like a wild time.
Jeez. All right. More to come. That's crazy. I'm sure Mark Rogers might talk about it tonight also. Jackson Johnson with the 10. 2 guys that got me happy on my birth week. Cleveland Guardians, SS Brian Rocchio, and Bama wide receiver Jeremy Bernard. Know why? Because they made Sean McDonough break out the puberty voice and excitement. Let's go. Yeah, I can't get behind the McDonough puberty voice after Michigan State. I'm always gonna remember that one.
Hey, we appreciate the super chat though, Jackson.
We do appreciate the super chat. And we appreciate, I love this one too. Lance here. Join with the 5. Join the best channel. And he's got the link to become a member right there. So that's really cool because not only did he contribute, but he's encouraging people to become a member. So I'm going to go ahead and put the membership link right here. And we are going to have in a couple weeks our next members only stream. So definitely want to do that and sign up at the $4.99 and up if you want to be part of the members only stream. Lance here reminding everybody to become a member. So thank you for that. We already hit this one, but I'm going to hit it again because thank you for the 83 there, defending the Natty, coming through, helping us get to that third hour of the show. And our buddy Minnesota Dave is here. Any win against Wisconsin makes me happy. Go blue and ski you ma. Thanks, Minnesota Dave. Great that you're watching.
Who's Wisconsin play? Never mind. I was gonna see who they play next week, but who do they play next week? Hold on. Iowa. So you get a fun game against Iowa. No one's scoring. Good times.
Yeah. Take the under on FanDuel. Take the under. All right, y'all. We got another caller here. Drew Sutton calling in, giving his take on Michigan and the game. Drew, go blue. How you doing tonight?
Go blue. I gotta admit, I didn't watch the game. I worked all day. I don't know why that says Drew Sutton. My name is Drew Sutton, but it should say Drewfus. There's only one.
I know. What's up, Drewfus?
Oh, Drewfus.
I don't know why it says that.
Hold on, because I can change it.
I must have just let it roll. There it is.
I didn't even know you could do that. You can change that shit? Oh, you can.
Yep.
No shit. Yeah. Oh my God. I'm gonna do that in the future on somebody. All right, go on.
That's hilarious. Yeah, I gotta admit, I didn't watch the game. I was working. I had it in my ear, listening to it. I'm with Juju on over 20 carries for Justice Hayes.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
And I think it's going to happen eventually. I think we're going to need it.
Let's look at that.
Yeah, what I would say about Jordan Marshall though, he didn't start the season very good, but he's hitting for five yards a carry now for 3 games, and just listen what I was hearing today. I don't think that we would get the same production if we didn't have Justice and Jordan was getting all of those carries. I don't know that we would get the same production. But I'll tell you what, I don't think it should be a 50-50 tote. I don't even think it should be 60-40. I think but I don't think it should be like a 90-10, 80-20. I do think I just did some quick math, and it looks like he's getting 5 yards a carry on 9 touches, which is about 32% of the total run carries by running backs. That's not including running plays by Bryce or reverses with Shamaj or whatever. Those are just specifically handoffs. He's getting about 30 to 32% of the workload. And I do think that's where he needs to be at. And other than the first 2 games of the season, he's doing exactly what we need him to do when Justice isn't in the game. I think so. However, I was wrong on him being the number 1 starter. I thought he would be. He wasn't.
I was too.
And I was a little disappointed with week 1 and week 2. But I think he's starting to come to form. I think he's starting to do. He's okay, TJ. Come on,
solid. He's solid.
He's
solid, but he's not. All right, he's not an X factor.
No, he's not Haynes. Haynes is
he's
the number
solid.
1. Everybody knows
maybe
that.
He needs another year of development, and that might be very much true. I mean, I'm not saying again. My position's not Marshall shouldn't see the field. My position is Haynes should be leaned on more.
Yeah, I agree. But like today, I thought the usage was dead on, perfect.
Oh, I not in the first half. I thought they were trying to do too much of a split carry.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to. Like I said, I didn't watch the game. I listened to it.
I wish I knew what the attempts were at the half. I know there's probably a way to look that up. I don't know.
We need to get this Justice. I mean, Justice for Heisman, dude. He's doing it.
I'm in for it.
I mean, if we keep winning and he keeps producing like that, why not?
Yeah. Yeah, he's in his fucking average right now. He has an 8.1 average. It's insane. That's insane.
Oh, Justice?
Yeah,
Yeah.
an 8.1 average per run. It's almost
Yeah, it's
averaging a
actually
first
crazy
down
that
per run.
technically today's a bit of a disappointing game for him because he only went 6.2. That's hilarious.
Yeah, that's his low for the year. Is a 6.2.
That's his low point. Like, it's crazy. He's doing
There-
great.
Today's game, from what it sounded like, today's game was a little bit more conservative than what we had against Nebraska. Would you
Today was
agree?
more conservative.
Yeah, I think more conservative.
Versus
Just
Nebraska.
I would say more slow tempo. It wasn't as aggressive. I would say it wasn't as aggressive. It wasn't fully like conservative, obviously.
Yeah, they pushed the
But
ball
I would
downfield.
I would agree in the last two games, this playing style was, but I will say in the second half it picked up.
It's true.
I don't know. I mean, is it Sharon Moore's influence?
that's my question. That's my
It might
question.
be.
Do you
It
think
might,
Well, he's the head coach.
but I think
Like-
Sharon Moore needs to realize he doesn't have the players to run how he wants to run.
Right.
He just doesn't. We
He
don't
doesn't have the
offensive-
linemen.
Yeah, we don't have the offensive line for that shit. We have the running back, but not the offensive
We
line.
do.
Like, we are not creating gaps. We are not pushing guys 3 yards off the line like we used to. We need to be more spread, RPO, rolling Bryce to the left or the right offense. It's just what we need to be, you know? But we'll see.
Samaj needs to go back to high school and learn how to catch the football?
He needs to learn how to
Oh,
catch-
yeah.
He needs
And
to
it's-
catch 200 passes every day.
I'll be real. If his name wasn't Samaj Morgan and he hadn't been in the legendary 2023 team, he'd be out already. He'd be benched. I think the reason they've given him this game today is because of the nostalgia and because they believe he can. And he has shown, I think, a little bit of improvement over 24. But it's time for Simpson.
It seems like the coaching staff thinks he's faster than he is. He's solid in the speed aspect. Like, he's got some speed, but he's not like a burner. But they try to use him like he is. I don't know. It's what it is. You know, I think it just comes down to we don't have anyone who can take him.
Well, let me ask you this: who would you rather? Because I'm curious about this myself. Like, who would you rather have at return, if they were to make a change at the returner?
Yeah. Honestly, I know we keep saying it. Obviously, Capana would be fucking nice. He's injured though. I don't know. There's something with the Capana thing. I don't know what it is. Like, I don't know. I feel like he's built for that type of game. And then the other one would be, you could put Marsh at returner.
Could double
Could
duty.
put Marsh at returner. Simpson at returner, but I don't know if Simpson has the agility for it. I'm not sure. I want to see more of Simpson. I'm just not sure. The truth is, one thing we lack on this team is a lot of top end speed. We need more top end, sub 1100 meter guys, and we don't really have a lot of that right now.
Well, our linebacker room is loaded. We are so good at linebacker.
Yeah, we should be in a good spot for the next few years at that position.
Yeah. Well, I mean, across the board, we're talking. Jude was talking about five. He said something about 5 freshmen in the secondary.
Yeah, they went all freshmen at the end of the game.
Outstanding, dude. That's outstanding. I know Juju not a big fan of it.
I mean, they're very high on this. These, like we talked about in the offseason, they are extremely high. Did they just onside kick this fucking thing? Did this just happen, or was this earlier in the? Oh, that's a replay. Okay, I was about to say, what the fuck? They are extremely high on this young corner, like DB room. They think they have like a really special thing building. So I don't know. We'll see. I mean, we'll just have to see on it. But
it was so wonderful to be just I listening to that game. Rob intercepted, Rod Moore. Those are some words that I love to hear.
Legendary.
You know, like
it was
and
so
the-
nice seeing him out there doing like seeing him kind of. I mean, I know he's not 100%, but like he looks pretty damn good, and I love that for him.
He so deserves it, man. God,
Did you see his comment after the game?
I did not.
He said, "Yeah, I can finally say I'm back."
Woo!
Yep.
Great, dude. It's great. You know, we were talking about Donovan Edwards being one of the greatest of all time, and I was like, of memory, yeah, memory. Rod Moore's like that, man. Just the memories of wins and what they do. You know what I mean? In game, that stuff's long lasting in Michigan. Like Rod Moore, he's not done either. He's going to get an interception against Ohio State. You watch. We're going to win that game at the end of the year, boys.
I hope
We're
so,
going to
man.
win it. We're not losing that game, I believe. I believe UCLA is going to win too.
Gonna beat the frauds.
The quarterbacks are running all over the field for UCLA and Penn State. Both of them.
Nico.
Yeah, which is crazy. As Drew Aller is like not even that speedy.
Just up and down the field.
Crazy.
Yeah.
I gotta watch the game, boys. Hey, I'm gonna let you guys go. I gotta go.
All right, Drufus. Have a good one, man.
Go Blue, man. We'll see you.
Go Blue, brother.
Go Blue.
Yep.
All right. Got Drufus in the house, and we just learned. I literally that was my first time ever editing somebody's thing, but like apparently we can do that now. And GT says you're gonna have some fun with that. So
I mean, there's definitely gonna be occasions where we will definitely play with it.
The Ohio State fan gets a little acting up there.
Yeah.
Couple of super chats, folks. We've got about 10 minutes left in the show. Might have time for one more caller. If you would like to be the last caller today, just hit us up in the link here. Couple of super chats. So this one we already did. So we got Michigander. Next year is a no excuse year.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to get wide receivers in the portal. Lincoln Sprague are returning with Andrew and Dom. Got talent all around. No excuse. Yeah, I mean, I'm hoping. TJ, you follow recruiting really heavily, and I always worried, when we're just pounding the rock over and over and over and over and over again. That's not really a great look for future wide receivers. But now you have McCauley having himself, we used to joke about this, but he actually has had himself I think his career high at Michigan with 112 yards and touchdown. Marsh now, true freshman, coming on and taking snaps at Z and at X with 80 yards and 20 average yards. Whether it's the portal or whether it's going for a 5-star wide receiver in the following year's class. I mean, do you see that with Bryce's quarterback that, wide receivers are going to be more attracted to coming here now?
Yeah, I feel with 100% certainty we're going to have wide receivers who want to play next year with Bryce Underwood. I think, and not only that, I feel I could be wrong. I don't think I'm wrong. My thought is, and I haven't had it confirmed, but I mean, we are aware that the donors are not being conservative with their spending. I just feel they're going to get the pieces. They're well aware of the situation. Like they're well aware that we have a wide receiver deficit, like talent deficit. They're well aware Bryce is only going to be here for 3 years. Michigan is playing to win. The donors, the collectives, they're not the recruiting right now should tell you a lot. How aggressive they're being with trying to flip certain kids.
Savion Hyder.
They're in conversations with a recruit right now that isn't public. That's pretty big. There is things going on behind the scenes. Michigan's looking to do big things to close out the cycle. So I'm optimistic. I'm optimistic that they will land a big time wide receiver. I'm optimistic that, we will have to Michigander's point, there's no excuses next year. I mean, I think that's the reality. This year, it's not acceptable to not, perform well and at least compete or be in the playoffs. That'd be unacceptable. But there's no question that next year there's like zero margin for error in terms of not, 1, beating your rivals, 2, competing for a Big Ten title, and 3, making the playoffs. I mean, I think we would all agree that if that doesn't happen next year, then the seat's going to get real hot.
I know. Yeah, it does kind of feel like with some of these consistent issues, whether it's time management, clock management, strength and conditioning, discipline, fundamentals, some of these things that are kind of Sharon Moore level issues, that's what might be holding us back. I hate to say it, but what's holding us back from, it's like I said, I want this team, I will continue to have strong opinions and to show what I liked and to show what I didn't like, because I want Michigan to be at the very top every year. I want them to be at Ohio State level in terms of the national conversation. I want them to be kicking Penn State's ass on the national conversation. The fact that Penn State continues year after year to be the media darling of they're going to win the Natty this year. Now they're getting ass blasted by UCLA. So it's gotten closer now. But the point is, I want Michigan in that conversation with the very best. And that's, I just feel like we're a little lower than that right now, and we shouldn't be. We shouldn't be because we have the talent to, I think we have with the right coach, I think we have the talent to win the Natty. I really do. I think we have a quarterback to win the Natty. I think Andrew Marsh as wide receiver and McCauley as wide receiver could help us win a Natty. I think some of the line is good enough to help us win a Natty. Justice Haynes, sure as shit, is good enough to help us win a Natty. And we've seen what Wink Martindale can do in his defense against the national championship winner, Ohio State, last year. This team can win a Natty, but the coaching may not be quite there. And that's my biggest concern and honestly my biggest hesitation right now. And I'm just hoping they can tweak it in time for USC, and then at least we have a few more weeks after that until Ohio State.
Wait, do you think this team's good enough to win a Natty this year, though? At certain positions, you're saying?
If someone like Signetti or even Jim Harbaugh was the head coach, and you have an elite strength and conditioning coach, you have elite wide, because we right now we have the opposite of elite wide receiver coaching, although I think it's improved this week. Right, I'm not saying fire Bellamy today, because I think they have, but you see my point. More experienced veteran head coach. Just feel like there could be a ceiling of contending for natties every year, or at the very least, expecting to go to the playoffs. I think the fact that we're not sure that this team is going to be in the playoff is a problem. This team should be in the playoff. This team has Bryce Underwood. This team has talent around the field.
They're trying to build there. I mean, that's the goal, right? They're not there. They're trying to build there. They're trending in that direction, though.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I mean, the problem is there's too many holes on this team for me to even. It should be a playoff team, though, regardless. This team should be a playoff
too,
team.
by the way. The fact that there are holes.
I mean, because in this area you can fill those holes. It's on you to figure that out. So I mean, there's truth there. Yes, because the truth is too, I think Sharon Moore trusts positions.
Let's be real. He let Bellamy and Newsom hang around a year too long. Let's just be real. Let's be really real about
currently
that.
Looking like that's the case. Currently, especially Newsom. I mean, at least the wide receivers are producing, but is that more a byproduct of Chip Lindsey and Underwood? Probably. But yes, the Newsom thing is like this offensive line situation is fucking. I don't think anyone finds that acceptable. And what's crazy, Sharon's still there though. So like, it's still like you are still involved in that shit, bro. I don't know. It's interesting. I mean, it's something that's being monitored. I mean, we're all aware of it, you know?
Yeah. I mean, like I said, I think Lonnie Galloway should have probably gotten a call. Maybe he didn't want to come to Michigan. That's a possibility.
I don't know. I think
I don't know.
Sharon told Chip Lindsey,
here's your
this is
staff
who's
that you
here.
have to
Yeah,
use
this is your
with
staff,
subs.
right? This is your
Like,
staff.
'cause-
And UCLA just scored, by the way.
All right. Yeah, because like when you're the OC, and it's a defensive-minded head coach, usually they let the OC pick, write their own ticket. Not always, but a lot of times. I mean, not with Dabo, but a lot of times they'll let the OC pick his guys.
Right, right.
And anybody who's good enough to stay, they stay. And anybody who needs to be replaced, like Bellamy and Newsome needed to be replaced, you make calls. And look, I think here's where we are. I mean, we're here, and there's nothing we can do about it except have Soup do what he can to help out. And I think, by the way, I think a lot of this is Soup Campbell. I think that's got to be mentioned, that he's helping out a lot, and Castillo, I think, has helped at least shore up some members of the O line. But I think those two have helped things.
Mm-hmm.
I just think they held on to those two a little too long, and maybe Sharon thought it was a bridge too far with the with firing, because he fired Kirk Campbell, and he thought, okay, well, I fired Kirk Campbell, so there's going to be an OC change, a quarterback change. Maybe we leave some people in place for the extra year.
Yeah, I think it's one of those things where you don't want to do too much, too much turnover, because you kind of want to see what you have. But I think, we'll see. I mean, changes will be made. One thing about Sharon Moore that I think is real is they make changes. I mean, he doesn't stay. He appears to be willing to, make changes. I mean, it's just so far that's what I've noticed with him. We'll see now this off season though. It's going to be a big tell on like how loyal he is to Sir, because he seems very loyal to Ron Bellamy. He seems very loyal. And actually, I'm going to be real with you. If we keep performing where we're performing, he's not going anywhere. I mean, the wide receivers are starting to perform, and there are some big wide receivers who are going to be committing to Michigan next cycle. So, the Bellamy one to be determined. The Newsome one's an interesting one. The JB Brown one's an interesting one.
Yeah, JB
and then
Brown.
The strength and conditioning staff, in my opinion, is fucking interesting, bro. I think there's more to that than there's. I think we need to start watching that closer.
Absolutely. Well, folks, we really appreciate everybody hanging with us for the 3 hours. Michigan defeating Wisconsin 24-10. And appreciate all you rocking with us. Next show, we've got Tuesday at 8 p.m. Eastern. I will not be here. I'll be in Las Vegas at a conference. It's that time again to go to a conference, and so I won't be here for that one. But you guys will be holding down the fort, and so stay tuned for that. But aside from that, any final thoughts, TJ?
Final thoughts are: look, we won. That's good. But there's work to be had, and if we want to achieve, the goals that we believe this team is capable of achieving, then they got to get tighter. They got to get cleaner. They got to get more polished. And USC is gonna be the next test. If we win next week, that's big time, man. That'd be a big time win, and it'd put the season in an amazing trajectory. So on to next week. Today's done. Let's enjoy watching UCLA beat Penn State, because it's actually pretty fun right now.
Yes. Yeah, maybe after this game.
Go Tigers. Tigers play tonight, 7 o'clock, big fucking game. Let's see what the boys can do.
Nice.
Maybe it's 8 o'clock. Whatever.
Dependent Fanatic reminding everybody, hit the like as always. And subscribe. If you haven't subscribed, let us know why. If you want to subscribe, now, yeah. But if you want to subscribe, it's free. You get notified when things are happening. You can hit the bell, get notified. And we are in a contest, right? We are trying to beat Buckeye Talk for subscribers. That's the next target we're going after. Hit that sub button. Let us beat another Ohio State channel, and let us beat Ohio State after 4 straight wins against Ohio State. Let's add some more wins. Because fuck Ohio.
Fuck Ohio.
And with that said, that's it from us. Follow us on Twix at TJ_Ronin, at John Diadamo. Let's go watch some games. Have a great night, everybody. And until next time, go Blue. We'll see you soon.
Go Blue.
College football is even more exciting when you've got some action on the line, and the games are even better when you're cashing in. And the Voice of College Football is the place to be to get the greatest value. Start with my picks. 75% against the money line, 58% against the spread, and I've got a 40-plus year track record. 11-0 in the college football playoff for me last year against the money line, 8-3 against the spread. And I'm just the warm-up act. Steve Merrill of Wager Talk is our ace in the hole, show stopper. 7 years with the Voice of College Football, over 30 years in the industry. Steve gives us analysis on all the big games, but you can't miss Steve's weekly under-the-radar pick. 28-12 against the spread the last 3 years. You also get picks from some of our top analysts here at the Voice of College Football, including Corey Bratta, Matt Zemek, and Steve Dace. Check out those numbers. Become a YouTube or Patreon member for just $99 per month. Go to the main channel on YouTube, click join, and then select a betting tier. Do the same thing on Patreon. Make 2025 a winner now.